Hello, I'm Shirgi. Okay, time to play the game. This is... Oh, hold on. This is this game is, oh my goodness gravy. Capture the window. Capture it. Capture it. You know I have a keybind for this, right? Which means that when I press the keybinds, it captures the... Okay, fine. Let's do borderless. Let's try borderless. You gonna work now? Nope. You guys hear me pressing my keybinds? This works with every other game. Yeah, we'll just do a specific window. There. Nope, that's not working either. Oh wait, I know why, because I actually have another thing that's capturing it at the moment, so... I think you can only have one game capture working at a time. Which is fine, so... We'll let that one have it. We'll just use window capture for this one. Window here. Bop. Bop. Oh, it's above literally everything. Okay, lock that. Okay, yippee! I am recording this, right? My record button is working. I am being heard by OBS right now. That seems to be the case. This is a Stanley Parable game. Stanley is in the parable and he is... oh my gosh, I gotta start over. I am now playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I'm gonna begin the game. The end is loading.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Hi, Stanley.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee
He gets millisecond durations.
Of every month of every year.
Capture's frozen. Oh, it is.
Might have considered it
Great.
soul-rending, Stanley relished
But I'm gonna
every
keep
moment
watching this and you're not gonna see what it is.
as though he had been made exactly.
I'm sure you all have seen it anyway.
And Stanley was
He
happy.
was very happy. Okay, great.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
He showed
No
up to
one had
work on
showed
a
up to give him
Saturday.
instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation.
He came to
Something
work on a
was very clearly
Sunday.
wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Uh-huh. And I'm gonna regain my wits as I check if my captures are working. This is being recorded properly, right? Man, this is where I wish I had I used to have 3 monitors, but I don't anymore, so I can't look at everything all at the same time. Well... No, I'm not gonna mess with that right now. I'm just gonna say it's working. It's working, right? Alright. I hate on days. Can I type at the computer? No. I heard like a push button. What am I interacting with here? Okay, anyway. Number 427. This is actually telling me what time it is. Yeah, it's almost 10 o'clock, which it actually is for me, so awesome. Hello, knock knock, 428, 429, you there? Hello?
All of this code.
Hello?
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement?
What
Click a
achievements?
door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth?
That sounds like a pretty good achievement.
I can't just give these merits away.
I just wanted to see if employee 430 was okay.
Clicks.
I didn't even click. I
You were
pressed
to
the
click
E
door
button.
20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Uh-huh.
I have to say, I'm still not
430,
feeling
you in there?
satisfaction with
Let me
the
in.
effort
Let me
going into
in.
the cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost
50?
certainly 50 clicks.
Do I have to... Okay. Open up 430, I know you're in there. You owe me $5.
I'm still not
Oh.
feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a
What
true reward for
achievements?
valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a
Uh-huh.
willingness to go all the way, no matter what
The narrator
cost.
realizes that
Why
the
don't
Stanley
you go put
is
20
clicking.
clicks into door number 417.
What am I getting into? Where's 417? 417. Oh, hi. Hello. I can actually look into 417's office. Looks like he was trying to escape from the roof. Click, click, click. Let me in. I see you're breaking workplace regula-
Great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Yeah, whatever you use. 437. Where is that? 436. 437. Oh,
Excellent.
uh-huh.
I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Yeah, 416, 415. Blah, 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 blah.
Now, back to door number 437.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh, I can't. Seems I can't b-hop across the map. I was gonna try doing that.
How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
Yes.
All right.
Copy,
back
copy,
to room
copy.
417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
You know, whatever you're feeling, I'm feeling it too. I can tell
Okay.
you.
Now go climb on employee 419's desk.
That feels a little not safe for work, don't you think? How am I supposed to? Oh, do I have to get on this thing?
Yes. This
Yippee.
is great. You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that.
I
All
really
right,
am.
Let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
And you're putting my patience on the line right now, but I'm just doing this for an achievement, apparently.
We've almost got it. Now the copy machine, do that one again.
Oh, and I'm gonna bring it home like the bacon. Where's the copy machine? Hello, click.
Finish it off, Stanley. 5 clicks on door 430.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes, we did it. Oh, wow. That felt amazing.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think.
What about
only
that
a few
whole
minutes ago,
parable
you believed
part?
An achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now. What were you thinking?
I don't know. I just wanted to know how 430 was doing. Well, I guess I've learned to never click on a door again, or else I'm gonna get roped into a whole sequence of clicking on stuff for achievements. Well, oh well. Hello, what about the story? What happened to the story? Oh, it looks like a couple of mugs are having a mug party.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I see. You know, every single time I come across a choice like this in any game, I always say that. And I always enter the door on the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and
Yaha.
Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Yaha.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yes, it's a beautiful lounge. What is going on there? What are all these chairs doing without no tables? It's like an angel without its wings. What are we doing with all these office chairs without them tables? That's a lot of mugs.
Truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
It's quite the
Stanley simply
lounge.
stood here, drinking it all in.
I'm drinking something. Cold drink. Cold drink.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room.
This room is
A room
cool.
so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished,
I could care less
here
about
you
him.
sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
This guy's clearly never been to an art museum, eh?
But
Idiot.
eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Uh-huh. What left? This left? Oh, left, I see. Okay, I'll go this way then.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
No. I'm real good at pushing buttons, and pushing buttons is what I'm doing right now. Pushing your buttons. What am I supposed to do here? Get on this thing? Yippee.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Uh-huh.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Wee, doink.
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
I'm
Are you
really good at
that
pushing
convinced that
buttons.
I want something bad to happen to you?
Kind
Why,
of.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
I don't even know who you are. We didn't introduce ourselves or nothing. Why should I listen to that voice in my brain, eh? I have no reason to. Hello, where am I going?
Now
To-
listen carefully, this is important.
Whoa.
Stanley walked through the red door.
You know, I'm a little afraid of choice, and I don't really want. Well, you know, when Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
The red, 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 door on his left. Yippee, what's through
I
here?
still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
I don't think so.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well,
Probably
don't let me
sunlight.
stop you.
Oh,
You see?
whoa.
There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place.
Dang it.
Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted?
Kind
Was
of,
it
it's
worth
kind of cool.
ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
Not really,
Do
I
not
guess.
think I put a lot of time into that, because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see.
I mean, it's pretty
Help me
cool.
here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours.
I just want to
What would have
explore.
made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles?
Sure.
Skill trees?
That would be
Work
kinda
with
weird.
me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
Sorry,
Tell you what,
I can't speak.
Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Okay.
There we go. A third option.
Whoa.
This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Well, you know, when Stanley came to a set of 3 open doors, he took the door on his left, and, oh, looks like this door is right on my left. Let's see what this place takes me.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there.
Whoa.
Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Well, I like more choices.
Aha!
Beep.
You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from?
Probably
How did
from
I
me
know the
screwing
game
it up.
needed a third door?
Probably because
Well,
I screwed it up.
It's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut.
I'm sure
I
it
really couldn't
is.
say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul.
My
You can't teach that,
soul.
Stanley. Don't even try.
I can't
Here,
speak.
based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one.
Why couldn't you
Let's
just
take a look.
press an update instead of having the world leaderboard? Who's the top? Whoa. It's a lot of endings. 30 seconds. Okay. Whoa. 7 hours. How long does it take you to get to the correct door? Compete against others to improve your Stanley Parable career. Do I get paid more? I'm gonna take the door on my left this time.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors?
Oh, absolutely.
Again, honest answers, please.
But I don't like that I was like pretty low, so you got a point docked off.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
I mean, I'm supposed to be playing the Stanley Parable, but... Okay.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life.
Yeah, seems legit.
I think the art world will really take notice.
They don't
but of
notice
course,
anything.
The message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours.
Oh,
so
okay.
why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
Yeah,
Be sure
I'll
to
go
keep
ahead.
notes on your experience.
That feels pretty exhilarating to me. No, don't touch that fire. It's dangerous, baby. Where? Stop trying to go to the fire. Fire is bad. Don't touch it. Bow, 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 bow. Oh, looks like someone's at the door. I think my package has arrived.
You heartless bastard.
What? Baby ran into the
Because you hate
fire.
Babies, or purely to spite me?
I thought I
Because
would
if it's
have.
the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think.
I thought
of
you were
a
going to say
single
I was
thing that
completely
might
out of
improve the
babies.
experience for you. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done.
I played
It's
your game
over.
a little bit. Hey,
Thank
what?
you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable.
You're welcome.
Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see.
Okay, you don't have to play so victim here.
Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
What game is this? Oh. It was so grating. Guess why I stopped. Whoa.
Aha!
Is this Firewatch? Oh my goodness gravy.
What's
Watching
our
fire,
backstory?
probably.
What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man, spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps
Yeah.
for some sort of twisted erotic purpose.
That seems about right.
Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity.
Is this my
So
Joker?
far, I love everything about this game, Stanley.
You know,
And
I like it
seems there's
too.
even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Oh yeah. Oh. Nice. Don't tread on me. Wow. Is Firewatch also made in Source? Or, because I know Stanley Parable is made in Source. If not, they did a pretty good job of emulating it in a completely different game engine. Whee!
Oh,
Wow, this is pretty.
No, it can't be.
What? What? Do you see someone out there? Is this Slender Man's Woods?
It
Oh,
is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
Wait, what? But I want the world.
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call.
But what's wrong with
Really
open
wandered off into
world?
that thing.
The forest?
A big, open, just wandering around, no right or wrong directions, no path to follow. You can just go in any...
Open world.
We avoided it. Out of the woods now, Stanley.
Well, I think I'm still within
going to
them,
get us out
but
of
sure.
here. Let's find another game.
Did you not read the
Preferably
tags on
something with
Steam before you
walls.
booted it up?
Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Uh-huh. What kind of game could that be?
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Where are you sending me now? What in tarnation?
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any
Sounds pretty fun
possibility
to me.
that you could get lost here. Now this
Where-
is game design.
I'm already lost because I don't know
Stanley,
where I
if you manage to
am.
get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
I'm already lost. Where am I? Where's all
Okay,
this
so what
stuff?
exactly do we do here? Let's see.
I don't know.
There are lots
Spawn
of
in
cars here
something.
in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack.
Yeah, there's no
Okay, I'm
racetrack
seeing that
around
there's a
here.
ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball?
Yeah, that
Stanley,
seems about right.
I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together.
That sounds
Yes,
fun.
I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Where's the ball? Oh, there she is. Wowzers. Which goal is mine? Oh, my walk speed increased a bunch. Doink. Doink. Oh my gosh, it's sitting on my head. I am going so much faster. Bonk. Whoa. Shapeedly.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on?
Kind of.
Stanley, I have a thought, and I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience.
How did you know I
I'm
liked
going to
balls
try
so
that.
much?
Here comes another ball.
Whoa. More balls.
Yes.
Yippee.
Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it?
Really
Stanley,
does.
I'm like
Doink.
a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable.
I love balls.
More balls.
Yes, more balls. Yippee. Oh my goodness. Look at all those balls. Doink. Hold on, I wanna hit. I wish I could B-hop. That'd make this a lot more fun, actually. Go, go, go. Let me
you
touch
enjoying
those
this,
balls.
Are you having
Doink.
fun? Is this a real video game?
It really is.
Well, I sure hope you're
Doink.
having a good time, because guess what? It's over.
What?
That's right. Your little fun comes to an end.
Don't
This
take
is
away my
game,
balls.
and what I say goes.
This is not
You
your
get to
game.
have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides,
Okay.
you need someone like me to set boundaries for you.
Sounds a
Without
little
rules
controlling.
or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's
I
what
guess.
I am. I am structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And
Sounds
since you decided
slightly
you didn't want
abusive.
to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So goodbye, Stanley.
Oh,
I'm leaving.
okay, bye.
See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow,
Rules are
I don't
dumb.
think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best.
Yes, I'm so
Take
super smart.
care, Stanley.
Okay, bye, mysterious voice. Can you at least put me back in the office, or are you just gonna be so spiteful you ain't gonna do that none? Okay. The club, Rocket League. I've never actually played Rocket League before, nor have seen a lot of gameplay. But I'm sure it's quite fun if I actually give it a try. What's going on in here? Can I not jump anywhere? Ideas dice. Speebly Rocket League. Oh well. Hello? Anyone there? Hello? Any other Stanleys out there? Wanna hit it off? Whoa.
Hold on. What are you doing?
Scoring a goal. Oh. Wee. Oh, what in the world? Ow.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Okay, bye. You're the one that wanted to leave me behind, Dumbo. It ain't my fault. It is so dark in here. Can I, slash spawn in a few couple of lights, or... Hello? Whoa, I fell off. What? 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 Oh. Ooh, creepy. I like it. Beep beep beep. Beep beep beep. Why are the numbers above like it's a penitentiary? Okay. Am I in no office building no more? Hello? Man, the backrooms wishes it was this creepy. Open sesame. Anyone in here? No. Hello? Maybe I'll write my own story. This is a story of a man named Stanley. Stanley spawned in this weird creepy hallway where there were no lights on, yet somehow he was able to see around using video game magic. And he wandered around the halls for so long that he came across a light in the hallway. And also a couple of monitors that seem to be monitoring something. It looks kind of like some weird background monitors you see in like Jurassic World or something. And he ignored them because they were not relevant to the story, and he kept wandering until he found the light at the end of the tunnel, and then it was not actually the end of the tunnel because there's more to the tunnel. He enters room 427, which looks like a futuristic control panel area that has a bunch of low resolution monitors, and also what in the world is that over there? Is that real life footage? Push, 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 push. Hello? Oh my, I cannot see a thing. Hello? Clock, right? What's going on? I'm scared. There is nothing spooky about this. Hello? Alright. Stanley found nothing inside, door. Okay, rude to cut off my story like that.
If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now.
I was making my
I wonder
story.
if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it.
What cost?
He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Sounds awfully like the devil talking, but you know, I'll wait just alongside you, Mr. Voice. Whoa. Why am I back? Was that like was that like an ending or? Hi, music.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I don't know.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Uh-huh. Something change about this, or... Man, I really wish it gave some kind of... What? Waiting in... What? Well, I'm real good at pushing buttons. Beep. Beep. Beep, 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 beep. Doesn't it say it needs 5 inputs? Beep, 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 beep. Okay.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Yeah, but I don't know that until I try it.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I sure did, that's right, Sonny. Open up. Where did everyone go? Is everyone having a party downstairs and I ain't invited to it? Do they not like my button pushing?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay. How to solve a dispute with a coworker? Let it ball up inside of you, take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers, resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay, make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header, and throw some bevel in all the text. This to ensure a calm and productive work environment. Everyone is unique. You, most of all. Which one of these is me? Is that one supposed to be Stanley? Cool. Yippee. Oh. Number of slides on this slide. Charts, and slides, and slides. Alright, cool. Great. Broom closets.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Okay, sure. Whoa.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
But what if I didn't? Open up. Who's down here? Hello? Oh man, I'm gonna meet the other kind of boss. The boss of hell. Hello?
But Stanley just
There's a
couldn't do
car
it.
in here?
He considered the possibility of facing his boss.
Wait.
Admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
I don't know.
Because he believed everyone had vanished?
Kind
His
of.
boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am
Hold on,
crazy.
can you shut up for a moment?
All of
I
my
was on
coworkers
level
blinking
4, right?
mysteriously out
And
of
I
existence
walked down
in
like
a
one
single
floor and there's a
moment
car
for
here
no
parked on
reason at
floor
all.
3.
None of it made
What?
any logical
How is there a
sense.
car parked in
And
here
as
on
Stanley
floor 3? How did
pondered
it
this,
even get
he began
inside
to make
here?
other strange
Where's the garage
observations.
door?
For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
I don't know.
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
I think that's called game
And
design.
For that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
What?
No, Stanley said to
PT?
himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He
Whoa.
just hadn't found the words for it.
1, 2,
I'm
4.
dreaming!
I'm
He yelled.
dreaming.
This is all a dream.
This is all a dream.
What a relief Stanley felt.
I
to
feel
have
so
finally
relieved.
found an answer, an explanation.
Uh-huh.
His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job.
I don't
He
know where
wasn't
that other
crazy
part
after
came
all.
from.
And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have
Pinch
to go
me.
back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So,
Nice.
he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Wee.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared.
Starfield?
It was so much fun.
Whoa.
And Stanley marveled that
This
he
is
had
pretty
still
fun,
not
eh?
woken up. How was he remaining so lucid?
I don't know.
And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head.
How am I supposed
One
to
he was
understand a
amazed he
dream?
hadn't asked himself sooner.
My name really
Why
Stanley?
is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
I think that's called your
Now
inner
the voice was
monologue.
describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange.
Ask it
I'm
its name,
dreaming
eh?
about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be?
All things
Was
can be
Stanley
explained
simply
by
deceiving
dreams. Just
himself,
ask Five Nights at
believing that if
Freddy's.
he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
I don't know where you pulled that
Stanley
from.
is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
How am I supposed to know
Now,
that?
hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley.
Yeah, where's they
After
coming
all,
from?
He knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream.
Didn't we just
Did the
establish
voice
that
not
that
see
wasn't
him
the
float
case?
and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
Not necessarily.
So he
You're
closed
not
his eyes
necessarily
gently, and he
in control
invited
of your
himself
dreams all
to
the
wake
time.
up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin,
I'm feeling
the
it.
press of the mattress on his back,
Oh, I'm feeling that
the
mattress.
fresh air of a world outside this one.
I'm smelling something.
Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
That sounds kind of boring, don't you
My
think?
life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Okay.
I am okay.
No, I'm actually Stanley. Oh. What in tarnation?
Stanley began screaming.
Ah.
Someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I
I'm
must
real.
be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I?
I'm Stanley.
And everything went black.
What? That seems a little lame. This is not as exciting as floating through space.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Uh-huh.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
Who's that?
But
Is
on
that
this particular
Stanley?
day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Dead.
And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much
Obviously.
she knew. Everyone knows
You can see
what
the
crazy
disappointment in
people
her
look like.
expression.
And in
That's
that
so
moment,
dumb.
She thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal.
Y'all
I am
ever
sane.
think that?
I am
Oh,
in
I'm so
control
lucky
of
that
my
I'm
mind.
normal, I say as I approach
know
the
what
dead
is real
crazy person.
and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better.
Uh-huh.
But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body.
Uh-huh.
And then she turned and ran.
Yippee. Stanley just died. That doesn't seem very... Oh. Okie pokey.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I'm
Stanley
alive
decided to
and
go to
I'm
the meeting
very
room.
real.
Perhaps he had
And
simply
I'm
missed a memo.
so ready for work. And I new
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Oh, why don't you take a guess, Mr. Voice? 416. Wasn't there another 416 out there? Let me through. There's clearly a door this time. Who's sitting here? Someone in timeout. What? New content in this economy? We have so much new content. Hello? Are these all the same 3 documents? Oh, no, they're not. New content. You know, maybe let's think twice about this new content. Do I really want to see what this new content is? This is it. I mean, maybe I'll stick to the old content, or here I go. Oh, of course it closes behind me. Whoa. Where am I? Hello?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
You're welcome.
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
As opposed to work computers?
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in
What in the
2022
world?
with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Still not work computers?
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable,
More game.
delighting audiences
Happy.
the world over.
Yeah,
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh,
Okay.
well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
And you didn't write it yourself, Mr. Narrator? Well, alright. Ultra Deluxe sounds pretty cool, and they promise some big ol' things to me, so is this where the new content is? This hardly looks like a...
So far, it's an elevator. Nothing special yet. But
Well,
I'm
it's special
sure
in
it's
that
just
this
the
elevator
beginning of
looks-
a mesmerizing adventure.
This elevator is a little I don't really like the way this elevator looks. Elevator...
Is it
Hello?
broken? What's going on here? Should we?
Oh, because
should
you
we
need to
be
press the
moving
button.
somewhere.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
here we
there you
go.
go.
All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never
Yippee.
been more ready. Let's do it.
I'm ready for some new content. New content. Man, this new content's far away. Goodness.
Say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe mostly tedious.
Well, you
It's
gotta
as
be
if
patient.
Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
I ain't giving no content. The jump circle.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
I can jump. Why is that text so low res? Up. Can I jump outside? Nope. Hup, 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 hup. Jump, 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 jump for joy. Hold on, gotta make all these jumps count. I'm feeling real jump-delicious. Yeah. Oh man, this is getting where I haven't jumped in eons. Goodness. That was exhilarating. Yay. Oh. Oh man. Okay, well I'll come back for more jumps next time.
Is that it? Surely
No one
that's
no
not
one
all
says
the
that
new
no one
content.
said that
There
wasn't
has
just
to be
it.
something else, right?
I guess we'll see. Oh, more elevators. Alright, hopefully I get to do like a run circle or
Another
something.
elevator. Stanley,
Uh-huh.
I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this
Maybe
is new
not for
content,
you, but
then
I feel
could just
great.
read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The
Why don't
Stanley
you?
Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And
Sounds like
oh,
good
wait,
marketing to me.
There's more. Very good.
Yeah, all you have to do is fill in the
I
space
knew
when
there
you're
had to be something
yabbering.
else. Let's see it.
What in the
I'm
world?
ready for whatever it is.
What is this? What? Okay, looks like they just forgot to build this section of the floor. Rookie mistake, but I'll forgive him. Oh,
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What
Dang.
quality assurance department signed off on this?
Good question.
I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations.
aren't you the
If
one
you're
supposed to
still
be
with
writing
me,
the Stanley
why don't we
Parable?
just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about.
Okay.
No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always.
Well, our first time wasn't so
What do you
great because
say,
I died, and also the other time I died. Okay. You know, I'm having a grand old time, eh? What in the world? What? What happened to my... Where am I? Where's my office? Oh, that's the old office. Gonna like blue skidoo into this one? I don't like all this new stuff. It looks all spooky.
Stanley,
What?
come over here. In the vent.
What do I look like, Gordon Freeman?
Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares?
I'm actually Stanley. Also, what? You were just like, oh, there's no new content for the game, and now you're making new okay, what's in here? Yay! Oh, new content! I want to see the new... Ay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No I didn't.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I like employee lounge.
Wow. Yes. This room.
It's a great room, but
eager to get back to business,
I'm eager to get
Stanley
back
took
to
the
business.
first open door on his left.
I sure did.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. Wee. Ooh. Oh, darn it, won't let me jump off.
But Stanley
Whoa.
didn't want to go back to the office. he wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go,
Probably back
here,
from
it's,
where I came, but...
left.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake.
Oh, okay.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right?
I don't know.
What
Didn't you make
was
this
I
map?
thinking?
Good question.
It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Uh-huh.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Sounds a little... okay. Oh, yes. The red lights mean we're going the right way. What in the world?
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is
You
all a
sounded so
spoiler.
confident,
Quick,
though.
Stanley, close your eyes.
I'm closing them.
Okay.
How do I... where's the button to close my
Back to,
eyes?
who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
Fair
And
enough.
This time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, hmm?
I won't.
Okay,
I
from the top.
promise. Oh. Here I am back again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I don't know.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Whoa. There's no more new content. Wait, 416, eh? But the 416 is supposed to be in here. Weird.
When Stanley...
What in the...
Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should
Are
be...
you sure?
Oh, something
Did you turn the
change?
game off and on
Stanley,
again, eh?
Did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or...
Well, how is this my fault?
Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story.
Yeah,
Right
dummy.
here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay then, it's an adventure. Come, Stanley, let's find the story.
Okay. I think the story's over this way. Or maybe over this way. Yes, this feels like story, alright. I'm liking this story. Oh, this story. Man, I feel so encapsulated by this story. Look at all this story I'm witnessing right before my eyes. Whoa. Whoa, even more story. Yeah, there's a
I'll
whole lot
say
of
it,
story.
This is the worst adventure I've ever been on.
It's the best adventure I've ever been on.
There was a story here before.
I'm the one playing the
just-
game,
Do we need
Dumbo.
to restart the game again?
No, you don't need to do
Well,
anything.
I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again. but
That's
it's
just
gotta be
called
better than
having a
this.
roguelike.
Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Oh. Okay. Feels like you're interrupting me in my fun. Doesn't
All
seem
of
very...
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Uh-huh.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. Don't you get tired from saying those lines over and over again, or... What in the world?
Okay, yep, it's worse.
Hey,
I
what?
might be remembering this wrong.
Hey, wait, but let me
it's
back.
possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Are you not going to acknowledge the... Okay, can't you just spawn a door out of nowhere? Aren't you the one developing this game? Can't you just make a door... What? Okay. Man, who's wasting all the company's power here?
Aha!
What in the world?
I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
Uh-huh.
No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Feels a little bit like deja vu, don't it? What? It's a big old broom closet. That... What?
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so.
I mean, it looks
I
like a
can't
good
quite
location
recall,
for a
but I
cool
believe
story.
My story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
Hey, what? Come on. It's a
You
wooden
remember,
building,
Stanley?
okay? Improvise,
Well, you know what?
improvise.
Since
Get
I've
with the
completely
times.
forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Yay!
Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work.
Why did that?
It really
Why did
paid
his
off,
voice
so
change?
Good job.
Thank you.
Oh no. No, I don't feel right about this at all.
Well, I do.
We
Why
both
can't you
know
just give me the
didn't
win
put
and be
in
done
any
with
actual
it?
work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations.
I'm certainly one of those.
Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Can't you just open another door? Okay, fine. Fine. Whoa.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
Seems
Just
legit.
follow the line. How simple is that?
Okay. Please. Zoop. Hey, wait a minute. But what if I want to do the original story? Oh, yep, the doors are still gone.
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
Fair enough. Where are you, Mr. Line? Alright, where is this taking me? To the back alleys of the office. Whoa,
You
okay.
see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction.
You got
Onward,
it.
Stanley, to destiny. Nope.
Yeah.
Here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that.
Oh, don't worry.
You know
Keep
what?
on thinking. I'm
I
just
think
following
what
this
we need
line.
right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
I'm feeling adventurous. Man, I like this music. Ba-dum-ba. Dum-ba-da-dum-ba-dum-ba. Bum-ba-da-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum. 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 Oh my gosh, I'm feeling so motivated to follow this line. Bum-ba-da-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum. Bum-ba-da-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum. What in the world? No, don't question. Follow the line. I've never been so motivated to follow a line.
Cut the music.
What?
Go back and look at that fern.
This one?
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story.
Why, is it going to take my wife?
Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay. Well, let's see. Seems like about maybe 227 leaves. About the color of sap green. It smells like roses and old office paper. And my ex in 5th grade. Oh man, it's an unpleasant smell, really. Planted on soil from the depths of Mississippi. Alright, I'll remember that information for next time. Don't do anything spooky now. Okay. Okay, let's keep following the line.
What? We're back at the office? No.
This seems like a different
Line,
part of the office,
you do know
though.
we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The
Yeah.
story? Is any...
Whoa, the story.
No, not again.
I found the story.
Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you.
Yeah,
after
this feels like
everything
story
we've
to
been
me.
through,
What?
You... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
What? Okay. We're not remembering anything. I don't know what you mean. My brain, very large. Able to remember every sort of BS kind of bit I ever made up. Yes. Right,
You
why are
know
we still
what,
following the
Stanley?
line?
I
Oh.
say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us?
We're intelligent people, right?
I felt pretty
Why can't we
good
make
about
up
the
our own
line. Why
story?
don't...
Something exciting,
Okay.
daring, mysterious.
Fine.
Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Ooh. Oh, what? 437. This isn't an office at all.
Now, yes, this is exciting.
I feel
Just me and
excited.
Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything.
Yeah,
What do
where am
you
I
want
going?
our story to be?
Where am I? Where
Go
am I?
wild.
Where am I-
Use your
where am I
imagination.
going? Ooh.
Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Okay. Let's find this
Oh,
store.
no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome
Also,
new story. No lines
also-
or monitor rooms. Just don't
But
acknowledge
I like...
it. We should
I
be
like...
fine.
It's trademark. I like the line. What's your problem with the line? The line is my friend, alright? I will not take such line slander. I love the line. Thank you for being my best friend, line. I know I can always count on you. Oh, what? The line left us. Okay, I'll see you later, line. Bye. Whoa.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the
Yippee.
story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here.
Okay.
Just walk in circles for a minute.
Alright.
Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So
Yeah, that
starting
seems right.
from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another
Yeah.
victory for logic.
Yeah, I feel that's about
Come,
right.
Stanley. Our destiny
If only I'd used this logic earlier
awaits.
when I had to go through a set of 2 open doors. Oh.
Oh, hold up. What's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's
Stanley
really how the
dies.
quest goes? It's all determined?
Uh-huh.
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget?
Hey, hold
No,
on
I
a
don't want to
second.
forget. My mind goes
The fern
blank
isn't
simply
mentioned
because it's
anywhere
written
here.
on this thing.
There's no fern
wall.
mention.
Well, who consulted me?
Narrator.
Why don't I get to decide?
What a
Why don't
liar.
I get a
Why
say
am
in
I
all of
supposed to
this?
trust
Is it
you?
really- No, it can't be. I don't want it to be.
Okay,
I don't
well...
want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't
Okay.
do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
But what if I do?
And the timer stopped?
Oh, I'm no longer
Does
playing
that
the
mean,
confusion ending.
Did we
Yippee!
do it?
Does that mean
Did
the
we break
confusion ending
cycle?
ended and therefore
The,
that's its own kind of
whatever
ending?
it is that made this schedule? How would we even know?
Aren't you the one that made this game? I
Will
don't know, bro.
someone
Why are you
come
asking
first?
me? I just play it.
Will something happen?
Good question.
So, okay.
Don't do anything scary now.
I guess now we just wait. You know, I
Yep.
suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you
Uh-huh.
agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey.
Hopefully nothing
though they're
spooky
always
comes through
saying
these
that life is
doors. That would
about
be
the
very
journey
unfortunate.
and not the destination.
And it would make
So
me
I hope
very
that's
spooked.
where we are right now.
Uh-huh.
We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you
Oh. Okay, well, I guess it was called the confusion ending for a reason, because man, I'm confused, but the confusion ending kind of both contradicted and also absolved itself by both being confusing, but also going against the confusion ending, which itself laid down in its own confusion ending, but by setting out the schedule of the confusion ending and then stopping the confusion ending from confusioning ending, then that means that in a way it loops back to being confusing, and that it is the confusion ending that it first confused in its ending. Okay. You know what? Yeah, I get it. Okay. Let's go see what this new content's all about.
Stanley,
What's up?
come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Yeah. What's in here? Ooh, spooky. I was about anything spooky prior to this, but one just happened right now. I also have a Soma downloaded, which is the other game I'm meant to play, which is an actual spooky game. This game is not a spooky game. Yippee. Where's all this new content you're promising me? Ooh.
Okay,
More event
you remember how
crawling.
cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got
Yeah.
me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be.
This is
So
still the
I
Stanley
made something
Parable.
special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Whoa.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want.
That sounds pretty
Experiences
cool.
like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Nice. The Memory Zone. This is cozy.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
The Stanley Parable demonstration. Dollar. Memory lane. Smile because it happened. Don't cry because it's over. Cry because it happened. Don't play for 5 years. It is impossible to get this achievement. All those Stanley Parable diehards can't get their 100% like they wanted. I can't see my own reflection, just like I can't see in my legs. Nominee. British Academy Award. British debut game. Game innovation. Story. Interesting. Did Half-Life 2 win any of these awards? Because I know the Stanley Parable used to be a mod for Half-Life 2. Whoa, I got that ending. The Stanley Parable deals tough choices. Cool. Hey, wait, what? Ain't you got more memories than just that, or? Oh. Loving memory of little Stanley. Oh, is that a cat or a mouse or something? It's hard to tell.
Et je n'attends plus que toi, mon amour. C'est là, dans la mémorisation, où je me remémore les jours où je t'ai rencontré, mon amour.
Okay, it's French. Sorry, I was having a hard time placing what language that was.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James
That's a
Stephanie
pretty
Sterling
good
writes,
review.
and I
Goodness,
quote,
glowing.
"We're so many games
Look
that
at those
aspire to be
old,
more
old
than
buttons.
games,
Oh
end
my
up
gosh.
less than any form of art. Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created."
That
Did you
seems
hear
pretty
that,
bold.
Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable
They kind of
was.
said the same
It
thing
was
about Star
literally
Citizen,
every
but
game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them.
it
And
basically
now
was.
it's nothing.
What? Don't
It's
say
no
that.
games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
I like elevators. What's wrong with elevators? Okay. How do you really get like a Stanley Parable to describe any one part of it to risk its ruination? To detail what it has to say about game design, delusion of choice, and psychology of the game is to tell you too much. Comparisons too are going to be woefully inadequate. Perhaps its closest cousin would be Dear Esther, but where Dear Esther works the form of interactive entertainment, Stanley Parable uses and subverts it. Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than a form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game it created. Even so, holding the game to the standards of any other title simply not going to be correct. So how do you review what has become known as the Stanley Parable HD? Shulsky real imagining of one of the most intriguing mods available online. How do you discuss it, analyze it, and recommend it? That's quite simple. You don't. Okay, cool. Let's get out of here. Whoa, more awards. Fascinating arcade. Indiecade. Grand Pride. Narrative excellence. Man, for a mod. Man, source mods really pop off. all the source mods. There was Entropy Zero, that's a big mod. Counter-Strike was a source mod. Stanley Parable's a source mod. All these source mobs are popping off. Gaming isn't fun anymore. Gaming is awesome. I'm having a lot of fun right now. Whoa. Whoa, Doris. Is that Stanley? Person of the Year. Oh, that's Marielle. Are these the only two people models in the entire story? That's why they're here. That's pretty cool. That Hammer? I think this is Hammer. Entropy Zero gameplay. I'll think about it. Whoa, is that someone playing the Stanley Parable? Is that it for Scott K? Cool. Ooh, Stanley Parable, all sorts of goodies you probably got with a little bundle. Your number is 29. I'm pretty sure I'm 427, but...
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com.
Ew.
The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect.
Sounds pretty darn good.
It didn't
There's no
need
bad
new
there.
content. It just needed to be left alone. To spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Dom's famous repeatable carpet textures. 6 royalty-free designs all contained in a little box. Do they ship you a Polaroid photo of each carpet texture to you that you just gotta stick in the copy machine and put into your stupid little game? Is that what I'm getting at here? Goodness me. Literally anything. Underestimate the willingness of a person with too much free time. Alright, where's the next part? Oh, here. Wait, this is where I came
These
from.
were simpler times, Stanley.
They sure were.
What I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again.
Oh, you open this.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before.
Didn't you build
What's
it?
this?
What are you
What's down
talking about?
here?
Did the developers find it? Ooh. What about that fern from earlier?
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I
Game
haven't looked at
reviews?
these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here.
What's wrong with
Surely
Steam?
these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
I think. What? Not recommended.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! Trying to be funny.
Unfunny.
I'm
Ouch.
trying to make a
Hey,
serious
what?
work of art. I suppose I could write out a handful of gags to
Unfunny.
insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insight that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Unfunny. Hey, this one's positive. What about this one?
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone
It's
who
so
prefers
loud, what in
non-linear
the world?
games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for
Preachy?
me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut
what?
from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. But dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel
What? Okay.
like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Sorry, this just reminds me, like, some people just preachy. I don't know how you find this, like, just completely removed from any, like, immersion. How is this game preachy in any way? It's self-critical, if anything. They're just some people, man. They just, you know, they can go back to playing like checkers or whatever, right? Stanley Parable's not for you, my friend. If you think it's preachy, wait until you go to school. Oh, this teacher is too preachy. She keeps telling me that oxygen is an element, and that 9 times 10 is 21. But I don't believe her. Too preachy, not recommended. Alright, what in the world is going on? That's a lot of scene reviews. Goodness me. The narrator turned into generic old evil science with that unfunny accent. Unfunny. I'm not unfunny.
What's this one got to say?
What? Am I
You
in water
constantly
right now?
have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
Wish there was a skip
A
button.
skip button?
What?
Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt.
Uh-huh.
Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the
That
record.
feels a little
Only
strange, don't you
positive
think?
Reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my
Whoa.
motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley.
Anything?
Yes, a skip button we shall have.
What in the world? You know, if you're playing a game that labels itself as a walking simulator with nothing but a dialogue of someone talking to you, and you complain, oh, this game that advertises itself as holding only a walking simulator and a narrator speaking at you is just a walking simulator with a narrator speaking at you, then ugh, not recommended, guys. I don't like that this game was exactly what it said it was on the tin. What are you, I don't know what you was expecting, man. Pulse rifle, is that what you want? Gravity gun, is that what you're looking for? Well, do I have the game for you, but this ain't it, my friend.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop
Okay.
you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right
Don't
past
worry,
it.
narrator.
It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have
You're
delivered.
babbling about
No
ain't
more listening
incessant.
to me
In fact,
rambling
it's
on
probably
and on.
far
No,
more
no,
charming
no.
than mine
The
ever
Stanley
is.
Parable is a game for the people. And if the people
Of
want
the people,
silence,
by
then
the
my
people,
goodness,
for the
that's
people.
what they're going to
Eagle.
get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue. And it goes something like this. The story and the choices,
The story
or what have you,
and
and
what have
therefore
you.
by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we
Inevitably,
all
we're
until
all
the end
until the end of
At
time.
which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245. Got the logic of elimination working backwards. The deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for
Is this
nearly
the new Bob Dylan
10,000
song?
years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. Can't be. Only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices.
No, not again,
or
eh?
what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until...
Doink. I'm back, hello.
You're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games.
That would be a little more preachy, but I don't think the narrator ever did that in the
More
original.
profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto.
Okay, maybe don't describe it like that.
I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made
Any
is
choice ever
simply
made.
a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice.
So you're saying that a sequence of
If by
choices is
articulating
a
choice
set of
you've
choices in a
already made,
sequence?
you bring that choice into being. Then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been?
Not
making
necessarily.
Every choice to which you've ever given your Greek gift of mortal and yet timeless thought?
That's
Or
not a
rather,
complete
do
thought.
all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite.
It's
You
just
see,
a choice.
It could in fact be both of these things at once.
Fair enough.
That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe.
You should write philosophy.
But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone?
Grander
It has
and
a
also a
mouthful
less good
that is rich with
connotation.
ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will.
The Stanley
See,
Manifesto.
now you've gotten me going back to
Dang.
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you?
Yeah.
But that's the power of the button. The minute I start
Shut
to
up.
go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption...
Skip.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now,
Hi.
I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer.
Didn't you
That
make the
last
button?
one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes?
Ain't you got
It's not
time?
unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about.
You know, you
I
can just
it's
stop
shocking, isn't it?
talking,
But
I
at
guess.
any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again.
But what if I
I'm
do?
thinking- Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
Ain't you got other things to
You've
do
just
than
been
talk?
frozen there. I don't
Yeah.
know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really.
Ain't you got other
truly
games in
getting
your
longer, and
library?
my God, there's no way
Firewatch,
out of the room.
Rocket League.
Stanley, the door is gone. It's
You
completely
can. Oh,
gone.
it is gone.
I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley.
Are you
There's
sure you
no
didn't
door.
just miss
There's
one? Is
just
it under
you
this bucket of
and the
paint?
button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will
But
happen.
what if I do?
Oh, Stanley, you're back.
Whoa,
You're
it died.
back. Oh my
Hi, it's me.
goodness. I have someone to talk to again.
Hello?
Stanley, I think it's been a week.
It's so dark.
Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time.
I mean, you got a clock
sitting
here. Can't you just count the
with a
amount of
single
seconds that has
person to speak
passed,
to.
or?
And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing.
That is actually
Wouldn't you
how
think
it's always
that
been.
It's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's
can't
what
even
I'm
feel time when I
realizing now,
do.
Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving.
Isn't
It
that
was
just
the
yourself?
vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore.
Oh, if the
I'll
story
give it
doesn't
all
matter
up.
anymore, then I'll
give
just
up
skip through it then.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here
Hi.
again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about
How much
us
time
and about
exactly?
everything we've been through. I've had so much time.
How much
I stopped
time, in
keeping
fact?
track after a year.
A
Have you ever
year?
sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year?
No,
Let
but
me
I'm sure
just
someone
sum it up
has.
for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time.
Regret about what?
Days,
For making the skip button?
months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past.
I guess the clock stopped. The clock stopped. The clock stopped ticking. So I guess you wanna know how long it was.
Every moment I have ever experienced my
Can't you just
entire
build your
life,
own memory zone
all
or
of them,
something?
collapsed down into a single instant.
What's stopping you?
In
Even
that
though I
instant,
press the
I
skip
could
button, that
see
doesn't mean you have to
myself
stop doing
clearly,
stuff. Like,
calmly, with a collective
you can build an entirely
It
new
was an
game while I'm
impossibly
waiting here.
rich wellspring of both delight and disgust.
I'm skipping you because I'm
simultaneously.
angry about your laziness. Whoa. Hello, narrator. I'm sure I just caught him when he fell asleep. Let's go again. Oh. Hello? Oh, it's a smoke alarm. Well, you know, smoke alarm, maybe I shouldn't be in here much longer, or, no, never mind, you know.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising
Those
heart
are pretty
the
big
words that they are
words. I
speaking
can't
into the
understand what you're
world.
saying. Okay. Cool. Skip. Skip.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never
How
the
long has it
end,
been?
is
Like
never
100
the
years
end,
by
is
now?
Never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
Okay. It's never the end. The leaves are still here even though they ain't rotten yet. Skip. Whoa, what in the world? I can hear the wind outside. Is that the sound of the memory zone? Oh, whoopsies. Does this mean the narrator's dead? Whoa. Hey, no, not my clock. Don't crush my clock. Okay, well, at least I'm seeing some light now. I ain't seen that in 100 years. Or at least the narrator probably hasn't seen it in 2000. He's been on here. I just been here a couple of minutes. Yep. Whoa, green. That's pretty cool. That means it must have rained at some time for there to be waters in here. I like this music, but I'm gonna skip it. And never mind, it must be nighttime right now. Are the plants still here? Ooh, creepy. I like it. Okay. I like the Minecraft cave noises. That's pretty cool. Whoa, what in tarnation? Something, what, did an asteroid hit my room or, oh, it's began to sink into the ground. What in the world? Where have you brought me now? Where? Hello? Anyone there? Where am I? This the real story? Where the Stanley Parable's been all along? Get on top of the building? No, I can't. Hello, narrator. Hello. Well, let's follow the sun and see where that brings us. Oh. All of his co-workers were
All
gone.
of his co-workers were
What could it
gone.
mean?
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Uh-huh.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ooh, why is it dark? Well, the new contents. You ain't good analysis, Mr. Narrator. Oh, there's not no new content. It's just I wanna jump around in elevators.
Oh, good. You notice my sign.
Your
Yes,
sign.
I have something very exciting to show you.
Your sign that you made, and not that the developers that are definitely not you made. Okie dokie. I can't wait to see this new content. You know, they have a comparative for that, but I can't remember what it is. Something that's newer than new. I don't know. Oh, really? You couldn't even be bothered to make the elevator fancier? Alright, whatever you say.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable.
For
and
thousands
about
of
how roundly
years.
disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget
Sounds
this
a little
ultra-deluxe nonsense.
high
I say
pedestal.
we take it one step even further. Which
Super
is why
duper deluxe.
I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2. This, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
The second one. Oh, you shouldn't have. What is it with
Calling
the
it
shining
Stanley
floor?
Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra
Debatable.
Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement.
Yes, the
right
second
there.
one.
It's
2
future
doors.
It screams
Two.
progress and
Part
innovation
2.
and long-term franchising potential.
2 halves. 2 ferns. 2. Oh, they have all this logo ideas. Okay. I like these. This is Resident Evil Village logo. Stanley Parable 2. The second parable.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable
But
2 is
you
going
have
to
so
be.
many meetings.
But let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them.
Yeah,
It'll all work
that always
itself
works.
out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Yeah, that's why so many games that are made like that succeed. They succeed very well. Whoa. Okay, new features, new content. You shouldn't have. I want new content. Hello, new content. I know you're in here somewhere. Whoa.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Cool. Alright. What's this first new feature? The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Hear your name in the game. That's new. That's what I always say.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself,
This room is so
what do
big.
players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people.
Uh-huh.
So with that in mind, my first addition to the
No.
game is this button,
No,
which
no,
speaks
no,
the
no,
name
no,
of the
no, no, no,
person
no, no.
playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
That sound. I can't believe it. The Stanley Parable is going woke. They're trying to make everyone feel included, and they're celebrating everyone's individuality. That sounds like a bunch of poppycock to me. I hate it when people are individualized and given the time and the spotlight as people. They shouldn't have that at all. Everyone should be one big old Stanley. That's my pedestal. Name button, unbelievable, but I'm gonna push it anyway.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim.
So how
But
did
of
you know
course,
that
in
was
the
my
final
name?
game, this button will say your name, whatever
Fair
name
enough.
that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really
Okay.
simulate the full experience of this feature.
Oh wait, do I
Just
need to
play along.
push the button
I promise
again?
you'll love it. Okay,
Oh.
here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget
I never have
whoever
thoughts.
you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim. Sleeping and waking
I
as
am Jim.
falling in love
Jim
and being
Tim.
heartbroken as Jim,
Dim,
seizing all of the
bim,
world's
Jim,
possibilities as Jim, and as Jim, watching your dreams crumble into dust.
Uh-huh.
Do you feel it deeply?
Oh,
Are
I
you really,
am
truly
Jim.
Right now?
I
If so, then
yes,
please
I am
step
Jim.
forward and press the button.
My name is Jim. I do Jim things like gym around, go to the gym, what about all my gym dreams and my gym wife and my gym kids? But if only there was something that would gym me up and give me acceptance of being Jim and make me feel included and like an individual Jim instead of any old other Jim. Oh, what's this? The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Well, you see, as Jim with a broken gym heart and broken gym dreams, I'm sure this gym button might gym me up.
Jim.
Yes, you see, what a thrill, what a rush. That was
Thank
you.
you.
The button described you.
That
Do
was
it
me.
again,
That
do it
was
again.
Jim. Jim.
Oh, it hits even harder the second time. If this
Maybe.
were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the gym button. I'm
You
too
mean the name
emotionally
button?
drained from all of this personal validation.
Is that so? Man, look at all these people lining up to press the name button that says Jim, but also their actual name. When
I
it
suppose I could
final
allow
game
only
comes
people
out.
named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
That seems about right. Whoa, merch. Okay, let's go to the opposite side. Please, no screenshots.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Let's see. I'd go with, this one.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along.
Oh,
Happy
you know,
12th birthday, stepniece, it is.
that seems about right, I guess. I kind of agree with
Maybe I
that.
should have gone with... No. No,
Whoa, that's
I
a lot of
made my
balloons.
decision. We're moving on.
Cool.
Come now. You've already made your choice. It's
Fair
true
enough.
that you chose badly, but we all have to move on from our mistakes.
Okay. What's this? Isn't this the reassurance bucket I saw?
A common
Yeah.
complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical.
Paradoxical.
It engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game.
The
It's
reassurance
Stanley
bucket?
Parable
But where is it?
Reassurance bucket.
Where?
You see, Stanley,
where's the
anytime
bucket?
you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your
Oh,
mind
it's
and your heart.
coming down.
It's true. As long as you hold
It's
on to the bucket,
true.
the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution.
What, so I can put it over my face and not have to hear any new narrations?
Can you feel it?
I'm feeling
The glow
something.
of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be seeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I
Oh,
think that
you
just
like me with that
holding it
bucket?
has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
I don't know. Can I get a
The
shovel to
benefits
go
of
with
the
it?
bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All
I
this
guess.
and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay. That's good to know. I can have my
Does
own
anyone
buckets.
give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
There a door over here I missed? What's new in the epilogue?
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes.
Epilogue of
yes,
what?
We'll go at the end of the
The Stanley Parable
well,
doesn't
we'll
have an
figure that out
ending,
later.
so how does it have no... How is there an epilogue for a story with multiple endings? Isn't that just called the ending? Okay, what's going on over here? Settings, World Champion, Infinite Hole, Free Achievement. Well, I'd like to go to the settings. What? Oh, is this like a room for the settings world champion? Do I need to like become the settings world champion to get this achievement? Oh, look at me. I'm flicking through the settings as fast as I can. Whoa, whoa. No one is as good at settings as I am. Beat this. Alright, whatever. Guess I can't be the settings world champion. Someone else probably already beat me to it. I can't believe it's that simple. It really works. Cool. What's in here? Infinite hole. It won't end. You know, I believe you. Whoa, what's in here? Please no screenshots. Okay, got it. Oh, I've already been in here. Okay. And let's go somewhere else. This is where the infinite hole is, yes. Why is this place so much less decorated? It's just a bunch of concrete. Infinity, fair enough. What's in here? Infinite hole chart. Educational use only. Science, falling, hole, infinity, space, more hole. Okay, seems legit.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of.
Infinite
it's never
hole.
been done before in a video game. This is in
Holy
fact
moly.
a hole that you can fall down
A
to.
hole.
That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the
That sounds
end
pretty
of
fun, eh?
time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
I like that idea. Let's go try it. Whee! Yippee!
You
Man, it
see,
really is
isn't it
infinite.
wonderful?
Goodness.
One of
It
my
is
more
cool.
ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then,
I love
since
it.
you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
But why would I do that? I really want to
Now,
feel
I
the
don't mean to be
infiniteness
a
of the
bummer,
infinite hole.
But I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top.
But it's
Maybe
the
do it on
infinite hole.
sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Why don't you let me just enjoy the infinite hole that you created, and you just let me enjoy myself in
Stanley,
your
I don't
game?
know quite how to say this tactfully. but
What?
It's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole.
That
Is
what?
it a very, very deep hole?
I mean, I guess it's an alpha, but
It's an
I
extreme.
at least want to savor the
I
infiniteness
don't want
of the
anyone to say
somewhat
that it
infinite
isn't
hole.
An
For,
astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of
okay. Oh,
Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look,
well,
I
you
think
don't
the
need
issue
to say
here is
that.
just
I
that
can
you're
forgive that the hole
unusually
isn't exactly
fascinated
infinite
by
yet. Like, you
falling.
still need to dig it
What
through the
normal person
development of the
actually wants
game,
to
but
fall infinitely. I
me?
figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem.
It's not a problem, okay? It's just the hole, and it was
Look,
infinite. It was
things got
infinite
a little
enough,
tricky
okay?
there. I think
And
we
it can be
both
more
said
infinite
some
for me
things we
later.
didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite?
That's fine.
If that works for you, then
It
go ahead
does.
and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole, and we can move
But
on.
maybe can you
I'll
dig a
just
little
be
bit
up
more
here
of
when
the...
you're ready.
Can you dig up a little bit more of this hole so I can have it, or do you want me to go up to the top of the hole and then fall back down so I can have it feel more infinite to me? But also that would mean resetting all my progress, and I don't really want to do that for the sake of having the hole, but I mean, my reassurance bucket is making me feel a lot better about the non-infiniteness of this infinite hole, so... You know, thank goodness I have this with me, otherwise I would be very cross right now that the hole isn't actually as infinite as I thought it was. Alright, let's give this a try.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Okay, let's go check out more of those ideas.
Oh, for
What?
heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you.
What?
The problem is that you like holes too much.
I like holes.
A normal person
I have
would
multiple
said,
even.
"Yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on.
I don't know if
forever
any of
till
them
the
are
end of
infinite,
time.
though.
Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh no, no, no,
Okay.
no. You have a weird sort of. Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help
Yeah.
but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before.
I
mean,
did that, felt that
admittedly,
tool.
I didn't make an infinite hole.
That's
I
fine,
didn't
but...
think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above.
Okay, let's get
Had
back up to
enough?
the surface here.
I'm
Oh,
positively. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yes.
are you sure you
starting to become
programmed the hole
extremely
correctly? I think I'm
certain
starting to
that
find the
hole
bug
is not
here.
only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite.
Uh-huh.
I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability in marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length.
Maybe it's like
Here, let's try
garnered by some
something.
sort of wave
Let's pop
function,
that up to
or...
the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
Yeah, let's go try
Well,
that.
there it is.
Oh, what in the
Shame
world?
that my lie has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point.
Hey, okay,
It's more of a
just because the
concavity,
hole
or
isn't
even
very
a
deep
aggressive divot.
doesn't mean it's not a good... It's just an average size hole, right? It's definitely got a bigger hole in this bucket here. Can we even call this bucket having a hole, alright? I think your hole is perfectly respectable, and look how wide it is too. You should be proud of how wide this hole is. I've never seen a more respectable hole in my life.
How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge?
Yeah, you made this
You
feature
just
and I
do
like it.
whatever it is you're here to do, and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
Okay. Let's go return to the surface. Oh,
Is the teleport button not working?
yeah, can you just like pinch me
You
out of
sure?
here, or...
Well, I mean,
I'm trying, but...
I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment
Can you give me
ago.
like a
Try it
jumper?
again.
Okay, I'm trying.
Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm
Yeah?
out. Goodbye, Stanley.
Oh.
You couldn't bear to be away from the hole.
Bye.
And now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone.
Fair
you
enough.
get to be with the hole. I get to do literally anything else.
Why didn't you do that when
Take
I
care,
was
Stanley.
skipping you around?
I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Yippee! I'm really enjoying this hole. I don't know about you, but feels like quite the excellent hole to me. Splendid depth, great girth, lovely holage. What was that sound for? Is that the sound of the hole accepting me? Ready to take me down into its holy hell plundery hole. What? What? Whoa. The hole is getting even deeper. Getting holier, even. Where am I going? Oh, what a stupid question. I know where I'm going. I'm going into the hole. Oh, anyone want to lend some light down here, or change your perspective? What? Hi, it's me, Stanley. Hey, wait, I put the bucket down. Okay, this is pretty dramatic. Oh, hi, Stanley. You're so low res. Change your perception. Hold on, let me get a little up close before I change my perception. Alright. Funky, I like it. Pow! What's this one all about? Ooh, goofy. You know, I'm not... Change your reality. Can I have a better perception first? Hello? What kind of AI generated nonsense is this? What kind of weird alien music is being broadcast?
My head's stronger. Now you're no longer using up the space of mine.
What? Can we go back to that funky music we had before? Hi. How many perceptions are there? Oh gosh. I'm changing all the things. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. Look at all my realities and perception shit. Where? What? Iron lung? Eh? Change yourself? Oh. Wait, what am I now? What is this? 427. Eh? Oh. What is that? Oh, I'm upside down. Oh. Oh, hi, Stanley. That's so scary. It's like a... Oh, no. Okay, that was a little better. I like that one.
Stanley?
Hi.
Stanley?
What's up? What?
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley.
What's wrong with that?
This hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You
Okay.
don't want to miss a single moment.
Fair
So
enough.
how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the
Got
looks of
it.
things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them.
You seem
Stay
like you're a
alert,
changed
Stanley.
man. Eh?
I'll be back. Toodle-pip.
Okay, cheerio. Uh-oh. What does this mean, eh? Oh. Okay, looks like it really didn't want...
Go on, try out some of the new features.
Looks like the game really didn't want me to be in that hole for much longer. Seems like kind of a cheat out if you're asking me, like... Could have made like some kind of way out of the hole or some kind of tunnel or... Alright. Oh, there's a guide. You are here. Okay. Exit. Let's get out of here. Collectibles? What collectibles?
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them.
That is pretty
I don't want to
innovative.
stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Oh, hey guys. You guys reaching for that collectible? Well, joke's on you, cause my gravity is facing this way. And it's mine. 0 out of 6. Yippee. Yes. Oh. Okay. There are 5 more of these.
God,
Wonder where they
it
could
really
be.
is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely
Yeah, I agree. I
tragic.
hate that. Player reward is one of the reasons why gaming ain't the same that it used to be. They gave you too many rewards these days.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to?
Pampering
Ready
the
to move on
player
now?
and making rewards just a bunch of nothing. Devaluing the hard work that people put in without achieving any kind of reward for it.
So, Stanley,
And
what do
now
you
everyone's
think?
handing out
Do you
awards
like all of
willy-nilly.
the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear
like the
yet
bucket at
how
least.
exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere.
Okay.
So, let's do an experiment.
I'm down.
I'll arrange
I
these
want to be a
new features
playtester.
together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Is that a word? Cohere? Whoa.
Are you ready?
Oh, I thought I fell
Here it
down.
is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Boom. Whoa. How do I try it? How do I try it?
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's
How do I-
sort of...
how
Okay, never mind.
What?
Hold
Whoa,
on.
let me
Let
in.
me do a different arrangement.
Okay.
Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Nice.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything.
Can add up to a
I
Stanley
wanted
Parable
more
game.
than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted
Can you let
fans
me,
to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game.
Seems legit.
Would it possibly work?
It could.
I suppose it could.
You ain't gonna know until I
Really,
try it, of
really
course.
Tremendous title screen. A
Oh, okay.
title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Alright, I'm ready to play the Stanley Parable 2. Give it to me. The Stanley Parable 2. Ooh. I like this control aesthetic. Alright guys, welcome to the Stanley Parable 2, a brand new game released by the Stanley Parable 2. Who's ready to play more Stanley Parable? I'm ready to play more Stanley Parable. I heard from the devs of this game themselves that this is like the Stanley Parable with the integrity and vision that the original one had, but they tastefully added a few new gags and features into it. So let's mess around with the settings real quick, make sure everything's nice and nominal, and you know, without further ado, let's just jump into it. Right, I'm ready for the Stanley Parable 2.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee
I'm
number
liking this.
427.
I'm excited.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
What about the bucket?
Stanley was happy.
I saw the bucket in the beta testing phase. I'm wondering where the bucket's gonna be.
Something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor.
Excited to see if there's a hole
for him
around
to
here
follow.
somewhere.
No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting.
I saw
or
some
even
leaks that
say
there would be a
hi.
hole somewhere in the Stanley
Never in
Parable,
all
and I'm
his years at the
eager to
company
find it.
had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Alright. I don't recall much about
All
the
of
first
his
Stanley
coworkers were
Parable,
gone.
but
What could
this
it
feels
mean?
new already.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click the door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. Stanley felt the bucket calling to him, begging him to pick it up.
Where?
Why was he not doing it?
Buckets. Yummy.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Beep. Cool. Whoa. Awaiting input. Beep. What does that even mean? What input am I getting? And does it really matter now that I have the bucket?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
No.
This was not the correct
I
way
need to
the
show
meeting
the
room,
bucket the
but
employee
Stanley had
lounge
felt
first.
The bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
It really is.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this
Doesn't
better
this
than
feel
the
great,
meeting room?
bucket?
Yes,
This is
Stanley
coffee
thought to himself.
machine on
Yes,
the
perhaps
coffee
it
table.
truly was. How insightful
Probably because
the
it's a
bucket
coffee
turned
machine.
out to be.
And it belongs on the coffee
No,
table, because they're
never
both
mind.
coffee.
The bucket was wrong. Stanley
Sorry,
took the door on
bucket.
his left to go back to the meeting room. And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
The bucket wants to go in here. The bucket is telling me some things, narrator, that you just don't understand. If you were just a—
Good Stanley, I'm glad you found your way here. I knew
wait.
you'd find this place eventually.
What in tarnation?
You
Baby.
see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley.
What's wrong?
We've come together here because we care about you very much.
Aw, thank you.
It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere.
What's
the
wrong with
bucket
the buckets?
isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content.
And what's wrong with
We're
that?
the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before.
I like the
Yes,
bucket.
I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it.
I can't
Don't
even
you
take
want
it out of my
another
hands if
story
I wanted
involving
to.
The Adventure Line? We
Kinda.
could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans
Yes,
want.
yes,
Let's
yes,
do it.
yes. Where's the line going?
Look at that wacky line.
At this time I have a
Who knows where
bucket.
it'll go off to next. Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Yeah, let's play some music. Yay, the music's back. Bum ba da dum ba dum ba dum. Bum ba da dum ba dum bum. Bum ba da dum ba dum ba dum.
Now this is what the Stanley
What about
Parable
my
is all
music?
about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue? Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do
Yeah.
it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this.
Wait.
But if we want to do that, you're
Did
going
you
to have
finish
to give
this
something
part?
up.
What? The buckets? Bum ba da dum ba dum ba dum. Bum ba da dum ba dum ba. Bum ba da dum ba dum ba dum. Where are you taking me? I really like this place. This is like weirdly creepy. Bum ba da dun da dun da dun. Bum ba da dun da dun da dun. Bum ba da dum ba dum ba dum. Bum ba da dum ba dum ba dum.
Don't
What
you
am I
get it,
giving up?
Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
Is it the final boss?
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it
Uh-huh.
also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does?
Not
Surely
really.
you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley.
But I
Say
don't
goodbye to
wanna.
the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Bye bye buckets.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure,
Okay.
I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the
Hello?
pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters?
The-
Well, you
yeah,
see,
the bucket
if you
has
were
a
to
bit-
really
has a lot-
explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see
What
that
in the
its
world is
desire to crush
happening?
buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What
Fair enough.
other object in this game can you even
That's
say that about?
personality
The broom
math.
closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this.
What is happening?
Okay,
What's happening with the
Bucket
lights?
Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't
I'm
get back to
trying.
the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket.
Oh,
Quickly
no.
now. The fans are waiting. Do it, the fans. Stanley.
I'm doing it
Give
for the
fans
fans.
what they want. Hurry and
I'm trying. Okay. Looks like that bucket got.
The Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do
10
such
personality
marvelous things
traits at
with you,
least.
tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Feels like a weird commentary on the companion cube. I'm not gonna lie. What? Are you gonna take away my bucket again? Oh, we're back. Okay. Goody gum jobs.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no.
this isn't the right office, is it?
No, it
Is this
is.
Stanley's office?
Yeah, 427. That's my office. Yes, door 430 still there. Bunch of computers, still a bucket.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Looks like this balloon's hard at work. Beep. Hello? Anything else different about this office? Door still closes. Oh, 2 open doors.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Cool. Man, I'm liking the Stanley Parable 2 so far. I'm enjoying this new content in the game.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
That's my favorite character from the first game, Broom Closets.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can
What?
feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket.
I
know
won't.
how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong.
I am
This is your
strong.
bucket. This is
But-
your companion.
But
And
the broom
lifelong
closet,
friend.
it's just so powerful.
Can't hand it over. Oh,
But-
no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to
I
get
won't
you
do
to
it.
hand over the bucket?
I
Stanley,
won't do it.
I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons.
I won't do it.
Even this is worse than I had imagined.
Bucket is mine, and I
Now
ain't gonna
the broom
change that about
closet has the
myself.
gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly
Oh,
deep and lasting
unbelievable.
friends, that you're
Coming to a staircase,
Okay.
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I would never give up the bucket for someone so vile.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished?
Well, the
His boss
balloons
would
didn't
think he was
vanish.
crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
No.
He looked down at the bucket in
The
his
bucket
arms.
will
Am
help
I
me.
crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all.
Bucket, are you as
That's
confused as
strange,
I
Stanley
am?
thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these.
Even the bucket
He
is
held the
confused
bucket
by my
close, yet felt
conundrum.
none of its familiar reassurance and comfort.
Bucket, where
And
did
that's
you
when
go?
Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How
I'm
did
cheating
I
on
end
my
up with
bucket.
Someone else's bucket. This is all terribly wrong.
This is
Surely
awful.
no good would come from this. Who knows what
Hey,
sorts
wait,
of
where's my
bizarre
bucket?
hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. Now he felt himself floating off the ground.
Wee.
Gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad.
What am I
Where
gonna
is
do
it?
without my
I
bucket?
must find it.
Where's my
Far
bucket?
off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Buckets!
Stanley! Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
I'm
Could it
coming.
truly be?
I'll
He
find
rushed
you,
forward from room to room,
Oh, which
passing
one is
by
my
one
bucket?
bucket after the next.
Ah,
None of them were his. None of them
Yeah,
were
I'm
his
really not
special
feeling bucket after this.
Come to me, Stanley. Find me.
None of these feel like
He
you,
had to
though.
find the bucket. He had to
Bucket.
return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity.
Which bucket is
And then
mine, eh?
suddenly,
Not none of
he was
these.
dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from.
I know where the voice of the
real
bucket's been
bucket
coming from.
was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony.
Oh,
and blacked out.
I can't handle a bucket in me. Oh, okay. Sure.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad.
ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game.
I don't know if he said any of that.
If only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place.
How could you do something
How
so
cruel
insane
the
as
world
that?
can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
And roll along with her bucket beside her. What a great ending. You forgot your bucket, then how do you even live with yourself, knowing that you didn't get your bucket?
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like?
Pretty sure it
was
looked
a
like
computer,
this.
perhaps. And a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
Hello? Oh, buckets. I'm not gonna take it this time. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to
I
the
wanna
meeting
find the
room,
hole.
and
Where's
Stanley
the
knew
hole?
it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee
As the
lounge
number
first,
one fan
just
of
to
holes
admire it.
around here, I'd like to find me the
Stanley
big
now
ol'
had this
infinite
incredible
hole that
room.
I was promised
Stanley,
in
for
the
first
beta.
time, but eager to get back to
As
business,
I'm an investor in
Stanley
this
took the
game and
first
I
open door
invested
on his
heavily
left.
into that hole, I was waiting for her to find that hole somewhere around here. It's gotta be in one of these places.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Mean, rude. I've gotta find that hole somewhere.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing.
Shut
but
up, you ain't no bucket.
all this
Why should I
time.
trust you if you're
There's
not a
someone
bucket?
you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Doink.
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
Why
Are you
should I
that
listen to
convinced
you?
that I want something
Are you a
bad to
bucket?
happen
Are
to
you a bucket?
What?
Are you
I
a
don't know
bucket?
how to convince
Are
of
you a
this, but
bucket?
I really do want to help you, to show you something
I don't think.
beautiful.
I don't think
Let me
so.
prove
Yeah,
it.
you and
Let
your
me prove
blabbering
that
about.
I'm on your side.
Why should I trust you?
Now listen
You ain't
carefully,
no
this is
bucket. You'll
important.
never be a bucket.
Stanley walked through the red door.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember,
Yippee.
no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that
Cool.
sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful
I'm savoring it,
figurines.
alright. Yippee. What door did he want me to go through again? This one.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley?
Oh, a door.
I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped.
I don't know about
And
that.
I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Okay. Yippee, backflip into the void, baby.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
The Stanley Parable 2.
Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy.
You
I actually
disappoint
feel
me.
Happy.
You disappoint me. I thought this was going to be the infinite hole, but instead you tricked me into this weird planetarium light show and nonsense. Bunch of fairy lights in the distance. You think this is gonna fool me, huh? You think that just because you put a bunch of flashing lights in my face all coalescing into some big ol' eyeball in the sky, that I'm gonna be satisfied with your nonsense, huh? First you try to become a bucket, trying to be the voice of guidance in my head. You ain't no bucket. You know you ain't no bucket and you ain't ever gonna be my bucket for sure. And then you trick me by making me think there's gonna be some kind of hole in a happy place and instead fishing me all these lights. I ain't having any of it. I'm going back home.
No, wait. Where are you going?
I'm gonna...
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Okay. I thought these stairs would lead somewhere, but...
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
I'm thinking, maybe you shouldn't have pretended to be no bucket.
No!
Uh-huh.
Oh, thank God. No. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me.
Why should I
can't
listen
go
to
back
you?
to what I
Why
was
should I
before.
listen to you?
If you
Why
die,
should I
we'll
listen
both
to
go
you?
back. Why are you doing this?
Cause you tried to... I gave you a chance, alright? I skipped that bucket thinking that you in my head, you might be some sort of bucket replacement. What a fool I was for leaving my bucket behind. Now I'm going crazy, alright? You don't know what kind of crazy I'm feeling right now. You wouldn't even begin to understand what kind of crazy I'm feeling right now without my bucket. And you think you could just be my bucket? You can replace my bucket? Don't think
Stanley,
so.
Let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for... My God. Is this really how much you dislike my game?
It's just how much I
You'll throw
dislike you
yourself
and
from
your
this platform
attitude.
Over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
No, you're not. Ugh. See, this is just how arrogant. You think this is about you? You think this is about you? You think this is about you? This is about me. And you willing to put yourself through all this just so you can have the gall, the nerve to think that you can be my buckets. What am I ever gonna do with you? Just go, leave. What are you?
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along.
Oh, the
But I guess
pain.
that was too much to
Ooh,
ask.
I can.
It looks like you wanted
I'm
to make
feeling a
choice
kick out of this.
after all.
Kicking my shins, kicking
Well,
my
this one is
heels.
yours.
Oh, I'm feeling it now. The rush, the thrill from getting my ankles clobbered in. Oh, I'm really hurting for another one. Literally. Yippee. Doink.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Bye. Do we get new dialogue options, or do we get the same dialogue options without the bucket?
All of his co-workers were gone.
Do we need the
What
bucket
could
to
it mean?
unlock the new options?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, I'll
The
bring the bucket.
confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Okay. Hello.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Pokey pokey. Okay, let's keep the bucket so we can get some new dialogues. Ooh. How can we find them? Trust the completionist instincts. I don't like that there was written with grape juice on the wall. Seems a little, well, you know. Small floating objects have appeared across the office. We have to synergize our resources to ensure their retrieval. There are many questions. There's no memo from management. Interesting. Ooh, who took pictures of them? Seems a little freaky. There's the broom closet. Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Okie dokie. Ooh, fancy. Executive bathroom. How do you feel about this, buckets? I've got the feeling money for stealing, but not yours, of course. Sog. That's a lovely purse. Ooh.
Another miniature Stanley figurine.
Yippee.
You know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley
Stand-
figs. What about Stanlerines?
I like
Yes,
Stanley
I
figs.
think I like that.
Okay, fair
Another
enough.
Stanlerine under your belt.
I like that too. Extreme bathrooms and Time magazine. Cool. Why is what? Your toilet paper is all the way back there. What kind of non-bucket believe-in design is this, huh? Goodness. Don't even know how to design a bathroom. Clearly that guy ain't showing up to work with them bucket in it. I can tell. We can always tell when you don't have a bucket, alright? Anyway, back to how we can always tell.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket
8.
would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk.
I didn't
Nor
notice
in
it.
his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the pin number for the keypad
Hey, Bucket, can you
was
tell me what the
2845.
the bucket is speaking to me? I feel like, what's that bucket? 2 8 or
Stanley
5?
just sat around twiddling his thumbs. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
No,
Was
you're
it the
misunderstanding.
bucket
It was
all along?
the bucket.
Guiding him?
I can feel the bucket's
Yes,
grace in my
this is
soul.
certainly the most logical explanation.
The bucket. It's given me its guidance. The bucket has a plan for us, and we... Ooh.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What
Figley
name
sounds some
better
sort of like
encapsulates the intrinsic
British
sense of
candy
happiness
snack.
that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1. Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Maybe you should try collecting some of these Stanley figurines, and maybe you'll come to the conclusion yourself as to why players love these little collectibles so much. Clutch your bucket a little tighter and it'll tell you. It'll tell you. Alright.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate.
Where am I going?
It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Thank you, Bucket. Oh. Bucket, you didn't do that, did you?
Stanley
Not
and the
giving me a
bucket
wet...
walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Bucket is telling me to go up here. Whoa. Lights,
The
camera,
lights rose
buckets.
on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Bucket, tell me. What is your plan for me? What do you know about this place? Why did you bring me here? What is it that you need to teach me? What must I know?
The monitors jumped to life.
Buckets?
And Stanley nearly dropped
What is
the bucket in
this?
shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it
It's gonna
that
be okay,
everything would
Bucket.
be
What in the
fine.
world was that? It's gonna be okay, Bucket. I'm just as shocked as you are.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well?
I hope
Had the
not.
bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
It's okay, Bucket.
These questions
Once we get out of here, Bucket,
furiously in
just you and me will figure out what you want to do. We'll have our hopes and dreams untarnished by the mind control
He screamed
facility.
into the bucket. He couldn't accept
He
it.
screamed into
His
the
own
bucket.
life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
I didn't trust anyone before anyway. I always trust the bucket and what it has to say to me. Oh,
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. and as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Or bucket
For
life.
he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world.
It's you and me,
They
bucket, against the whole
high-fived
world.
in a really cool way. And the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
I am Bucket Man. Boom. And the system's off now. We did it, Bucket. With the power of Bucket
Stanley
Ship.
and the bucket waited in blackness.
We did it.
Was it over?
We won, Mr. Bucket. Mr. Bucket, we won, eh?
Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine.
Yippee.
Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door.
Hi, Bucket.
The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate.
So do
Stanley
I.
wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them
Nice.
wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end.
That sounds
True,
exhilarating.
it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they
But
lived
simple
together, with
is
one another to
lovely.
lean on, to
Simple
trust,
is
to
all we
support.
need. What?
What?
Huh?
Wait, what was happening? Why had the door stopped?
Did
Was
you find a
Stanley and
glitch?
the bucket not about to be freed?
Huh?
An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty.
But
Until
we
finally
we
the
were
truth
gonna
hit Stanley
watch
square
movies
in the
together
face.
and sneeze in
This
every country
building
on
did
Earth.
not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths.
It's my but I ain't gonna give this bucket to nobody.
No. Stanley can't leave this place.
The bucket is
Not while he
mine.
has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room.
But I'll have my
But
bucket with me.
At least he has the bucket.
Yes.
To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad.
Yeah, what's
Stanley
the worst
thought
that
to
could
himself.
happen in
As
here?
long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I?
I feel
Stanley
fine.
gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Oh. I
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
uh-huh.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Where are all my coworkers? Bring 'em back. Whoa. I can go on top of this. Hi. What do those say? Like, happy 12th birthday, stepniece. Window. Oh.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
A little bit, yeah.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want.
But why would I
Like
do that?
Right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time
You
to
can
quit.
restart the game
Any of
yourself,
these
can't
points
you?
and so many, many more, all of them are
Why don't you
appropriate.
just restart the game
I'm
yourself
enjoying what
then?
seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
Well, my patience is legendary,
There
and
once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old, and was
Okay.
quite particularly gangly. What Stanley
gangly.
liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he's in this parable, and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable.
Yes.
You too will become quite unbearable.
Cool. These are some pretty cool chord changes. Hey, wait, it's not allowing me to move backwards anymore into the thing. Oh, wait, here. Looks like I's tracking me, doesn't it? I'm over here now, and look over here. Bow, 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 bow. I don't want to restart the game now. I'm so far into the Stanley Parable too. Oh, that's different. Man, how long does this song last? Goodness. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, 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 bow. Okay, you know, I think the song's starting to get a little droning. Like, do you take constructive criticism, or... Okay, yeah, it is just looping. Oh. Hello? Your music, hello? The music, are you switching to another kind of track, or? Hello? 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 Is there... What? Did you... Hey, what happened to your song? But I was listening to that. Why'd you turn it off? Are you gonna start moving to the next number, or what's the deal here? Hello? Okay. But if I restart the game, then what happens? I don't want to restart the game. I want to see if there's something down here in this big old white room. Narrator, hello. Okay, fine. I don't got all day. Okay.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
I feel great with my bucket with me.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I sure did. The bucket's telling me this is the way to go. Figurines. Where's the hole? Where's the hole? I want to find the hole.
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Where's the hole? Oh wait, I've already been here. Okay, hold on. Okay, where have I not been yet?
All of his co-workers were gone.
I didn't do the
What did it
phone
mean?
yet, I don't think.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Let's go take this
Stanley
bucket.
picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly
Yippee,
alone. Not with
buckets.
the bucket around. Stanley
love the
clutched
buckets.
bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Nope, it's not, but the
Stanley had
bucket
felt the bucket
really
calling
wants to
him,
come this
telling
way.
him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
It sure
And here it
is.
was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Bucket is incorrect.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
But the bucket knows where we really
No,
want to be is over
said the
here.
bucket.
Don't
No.
go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Good.
Said the bucket.
Thank
now
you,
ride the
buckets.
lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him.
The bucket
It
already
should have
speaks to
alarmed him,
me.
of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was
What?
firmly
What do you mean
convinced that the
obvious?
bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Of course. Why are you saying I should question the bucket? Are you saying I should question the bucket? Who do you think you are to question the bucket?
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley
got
once
it.
again obeyed blindly.
I obey all buckets. Buckets know what's best. Buckets have a plan for all of us, and therefore you
Now
should
pick
follow
up
the bucket.
phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone, and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Okay. Yippee. Oh, I got flashbanged by the phone. This is a story of a
sad
bucket.
story of a man named Stanley. and his
Sad.
bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Jazz music. Hi, bucket. Press F to take me to work with you. Let's go to work.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
But the bucket does actually speak to me. You just have to listen. Let's go home, bucket.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an
Why do I have
inanimate
so
metal
many
object?
weird
I want to
polygons in
say
my
something
house?
to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Hi, bucket. Let's go back to work, bucket.
Well,
Ah, what a
anyway.
refreshing day at
Stanley,
work.
Can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think.
It's
it
just
can't
a
talk.
just
All
a
it would ever truly
bucket.
do for you is effectively transfer a liquid
Just
from
a
one location
bucket.
to a different location. That's
Do
it.
you
It
understand
doesn't do
what me and
anything
this
else.
bucket have been through? Do you have any idea what this bucket means to me? Are you really so willfully ignorant that you just don't understand the implications of your statement there? Such heresy you're speaking against this bucket. Don't listen to the loud man. Let's go back home.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid
Awful.
hunk of metal.
Stupid hunk of metal. Don't listen to him, buckets. I hate to ignore anyone in your life except for me. Cool.
It's sad. I suppose he doesn't need me anymore.
I'm saying work
From
after
now
hours
on,
just to
he's
be with my
just gonna
bucket a little
cling to
longer.
This bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket.
Yeah, shiny.
Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
Yeah, are you shiny? Didn't think so. You believe I'm real? Of course I do. I can feel you in my arms. I can hear you speaking to me. That's real enough for me.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket.
See?
It's just a little
See?
more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquids.
See?
Like it would be
Now
better at
you're
moving
beginning
an
to
amount of water
understand.
from one room to another.
Now you're understanding. The bucket, it's better than just your normal old bucket. There are all sorts of other things that could be buckets here, like that, or like this, or that. Those could be buckets, but this one's special. There's something about this bucket that's a little more bucket than the other ones, and it's not something that can be easily explained by words, alright? It's just something you have to experience. Let into your life and your soul, and you will feel the bucket, and you will understand its bucketness. Relive the same day with me over and over. Let's do it, bucket.
Oh my god, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
Because you're beginning to understand. Just push through all the confusion. Let the bucket speak to you. Ask the bucket what it is trying to tell you and what plan the bucket has for you. And you too will learn that the bucket is more than you will ever know, more than you can even perceive. And you are lucky that the bucket is willing to push through all of your ignorance and let itself into your life. Accept the bucket. Go home to work, to home, to work, to home. Let's do it, bucket.
Oh no, I'm having feelings for the bucket. No, no. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing.
Yeah, why don't you just give yourself a bucket?
The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
Close your eyes. Like, close my ears instead. Pretty sure my ears are... Go back to work. I will. Okay. Sounds like someone got a little bit too excited for a bucket.
Someone was following
It's just
Stanley.
a bucket,
He
man.
was sure of it.
I don't know what you were
over his shoulder
so
now, he would surely
crazy
catch
about.
them. It was only a matter of time.
Like,
The good old bucket.
it's just a bucket.
Just Stanley
There's
and
not
the
a whole lot
bucket.
special to it. I just like
Off on
buckets,
another
man.
thrilling adventure together.
Yippee.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Okay, I
But
think
Stanley had
there are
felt
two other
the
things I
bucket
remember
calling
you can
to
do
him,
here.
telling him that the
More
employee
bucket stuff.
lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was
Bucket.
there... Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No, I don't. The bucket wants me to go over here.
No,
Said the bucket.
No.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk.
What do you mean
Stanley
buckets
chose
can't
not
talk?
to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
I don't question buckets. Buckets are cool.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Doink. The bucket's telling me to unplug the
Now
phone,
pick
eh?
up the...
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone?
Because the
Were
bucket
you
told me
trying to
to.
resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things.
I knew
Buckets
that.
can't
I was
talk.
just
It
doing
a
it for the
joke.
bit.
Don't you get the joke? It's
I
funny,
got it.
Stanley. A talking bucket.
That does sound kind of funny.
Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I
Yeah,
mess
you
up
could
the
work on that a
joke?
little bit.
Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker?
I think it was your tone, eh?
Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait,
Well,
yes, there is.
I know a few.
It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
Ooh, how to be funny. Am I gonna learn how to be funny? What is comedic timing?
What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds?
Here we go.
Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a
The
room
optimal
of no
joke
more
distance.
than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body.
That's
These are
also a
the
joke.
optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief
Got it.
synopsis of the joke, including the
Synopsis.
specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke is concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
I'm Dunny with the funny. I'm Dunny with the funny.
This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally,
Got it.
it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting
Good.
hard data from your audience on
Data.
how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times.
Oh, of course, just to make sure that they got it right the
ensure
first
survey
time.
taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random.
Fair
And
enough.
That's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter.
Tripled.
In no time at all. Just remember to
Is
let
that the
them
Mr.
stop
Beast
laughing
face at the
some
top
point,
there?
You gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threatened our very existence, and to very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Okay, cool. Got it.
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no
Outdated?
matter. I think the fundamentals of proper
Yeah, they
comedic
ain't changed in
timing
thousands
are
of
still
years.
as relevant today as they were back then. So, with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again. So
Okay,
I can
okay,
try
just
telling
make
my
sure you remember
story
what the
with
video
more
said, all right?
appropriate comedic delivery. Come
Okay.
on, let's head back.
Don't worry, I'll be grading you. Think about what your timing's gonna be, your synopsis. Hey, what?
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of
Hilarious.
comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we had the instructional video. Otherwise,
Yes.
who knows where we'd be right now.
That's what they're for.
Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure
Keep
it out.
working
on the
on that.
fly.
Keep
No
working
need
on
to
it.
Overthink things.
Fair enough. It's a matter of practice, really. Just remember to state your name, give a brief synopsis, tell it in a little less than 18 seconds, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. Alright, let's go back to those doors and we'll work on your timing together, right? We'll work on your timing together. Okay.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
I think you could do a little more with the pausing, maybe a bit more nasal in the voice, or what in the world? Okay. Oh,
We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There was
Yeah, wait a
supposed to be
second.
several rooms leading up to this.
yeah, wait,
There
this
was
isn't very
supposed to be a
funny.
build up to this point. A dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit, which culminates in this scene with the phone.
Uh-huh.
Now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land.
No, don't worry,
Well,
it's
not
just
way it
the
was
bug of
meant
the
to.
game,
And
like...
it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the two doors room. What an egregious mistake.
It's alright, you
I've
can
made a
try
fool of
again.
myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp.
Don't worry, Marvel has already surpassed you in that one.
I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again.
Fair enough, go ahead and do that.
Surely that will help me improve my...
What? Am I gonna watch the video
Here
again?
we go.
Oh,
You
okay.
ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Okie pokey.
No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly.
It didn't say
There's
anything
no
about
way I can
doors.
make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley.
Improvise,
I'm going to be ridiculed in the
improvise.
community of other joke writers.
Improvise.
I'm going to be shamed
Alright.
every one of our
Listen,
meetings from
my
now on.
friend.
All
I'm
because
just
you
testing
couldn't watch
you.
a simple video and take a hint. Are you
I'm
proud of
testing
yourself for
you.
bringing me down, Stanley?
Come
Are you
on, come
proud?
on.
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes.
That's a good one. It's a good one. That's a good one. Wait, where's my bucket?
I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not... Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame? Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so metal. I think I saw
Created
it
with
in
Unity.
car. No,
What?
No.
I thought this was a source
You're
game.
making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I
Jokes.
need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will
They're
make
Valve
me
support
the king of
team.
comedy again. More
Sorry,
instructional
Leroy.
videos. Let's see.
Why did it stop there? Wait, what? Sorry, Leroy. Ooh. What? Huh? What? Oh my gosh. I didn't even get my bucket. I'm in heaven. Yippee. Yippee. I mean, it's not really heaven quite yet. Wait a second. I can push all the buttons. Do they unpress after a while? I think they do. I think they do unpress after what, right? Yeah, they do. Okay. I was like, if I push all the buttons, something's gotta happen. Interesting. Well, maybe if I had my bucket here, something would be a little different, but oh well. I'm in heaven now. With every button I could ever wish to push. Is this really what heaven's like? Then I can't wait to get up there. But while we are still in the simulation of it, I'll have to make do with all these buttons. Beep 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 beep. Beep 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 beep. What is this music all about? Beep 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 beep. Okay. Let's go try again. Should have brought my bucket before doing that. Oh wait, it's still there. Okay, hold on.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Oh,
What
it
could
closed the
mean?
door behind me.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Okay.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okie dokie. I will. What if I take the
Where are we
buckets?
going today? The bucket asked.
To click on
Stanley just
the door 430.
Anywhere they went together.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No.
But the
can't
bucket
just
told
give
me
these
to.
merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort.
Okay,
that warrants
I was thinking
recognition.
he'd say something different with the bucket in my hands, but clearly not. Wait. Bucket. But wait, this is all wrong. Bucket. Bucket, did you change something back there? Did you make the room a bit different? This ain't the office I remember.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay. What else is lying through here? Bucket. Did you change something, Bucket? There will be a reward for finding them all. I don't think so. But maybe?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Here I am. Is anything else strange about this place?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Oh, I'm gonna.
Crushed
The
by
bucket
the
is
weight
telling
of
me
his
to put in the code
revelation,
before you're done speaking.
Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along?
Yeah.
Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
It sure is. Down and under. Where are we going today, buckets? I ain't got a clue. But you'll tell me, right? The bucket knows all. And the bucket will guide me.
Stanley and the bucket
To
walked straight ahead through
freedom.
the large door that read, Mind Control Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
The bucket never dies. The bucket will protect me.
The door
The
behind them
bucket,
was
my
not shut.
savior.
Stanley and the bucket
In
still
heaven
had
and
every
on earth.
opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking
Man, this escape
forward
is far
into
away.
a very painful death for each of them.
I'm just walking to the escape. Whether the escape is through death or through life, it'll be an escape nonetheless, and I really want that. Wee. Wee. Doink. Oh, where am I? Hey, wait a minute.
As
Wait
the
a minute,
machine
what is
whirred into
this?
motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise,
Is it the Bucket Destroyer
Stanley reflected on
2.0?
how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be.
Meaningless.
To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at
Meaningless.
ease to embrace the bucket. But what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This
I
is
feel
what
great about
Stanley
this.
thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
Bucket, save me, Bucket. Ah, I knew it. The bucket would save me.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
No, not Bucket. Wee. Wait, what? The Stanley
It was
Parable
a shame,
2.
the death of
It's the
such a
second one.
magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Hey, wait, where's my bucket? I thought I was still holding that thing. The bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within a cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. A knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue life as you were, in ignorance and darkness? Be saved by the bucket. Welcome the bucket into your life. I alone speak to the buckets, and I alone know what the buckets tell, what the buckets need, and what the buckets want from us.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him?
Bye,
Can you
bucket.
see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
I speak to the buckets, and the buckets there tell me what they need. I accepted the bucket's grace into my life, and will you do the same with your buckets? 25 25, 21, 2, 3, 12, 13, 14, 15, 22, 23, 25. Okay, yeah, that's right. Photograph of 25 buckets, the greatest number of buckets ever captured on camera. The photographer experienced catatonic shock for several weeks as a result of the euphoria from exposure to this many buckets at once. That's a lot of buckets. Whoa. The first buckets? Oh, Inferno bucket. A replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet in spite of it all, the simple fact remains: no one can control a bucket. Cool. Ooh, the history of buckets. Oh, okay, it's music. I was like, what? Is that the sound of buckets coming towards me? Well, we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind. We do not know about how long this cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical uses of bucket, but which the time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket itself is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures. Ah, I see. Okay. Cool, cool, cool.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
I don't know about that. The hanging buckets. Why didn't they teach this at school? Because they're trying to censor the buckets now. Now that we think that we're better than the buckets, they're trying to remove the buckets from our schools. But I know that we need the buckets back in our school and curricula again. The children are being misguided by this new curriculum, excluding the buckets from our lives, but I know that we need buckets back in our curriculum in school. Our children need to learn from an early age that buckets are the way to salvation. And with your generous donations, together, we will fund a new era of bucket ship. Everyone will worship a bucket. Everyone will have a bucket in their lives. And with your generous donations, buckets will soon be the leading power in our society, just as nature intended. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between the bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance inevitably is for our own good. Can I jump back down here? Oh, no. What? I don't know if that actually work.
But there is something we can do.
I used the bucket.
Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
That is? Make a new bucket?
Let
Wait.
Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine.
Wait, isn't that
Don't
already what
reset
happened?
the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket
Okay.
should take his place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Shoink. There goes me and that bucket. Are we done here, or do we, is there more bucket, history for me to explore, or, oh. Okay. Looks like I'm back here,
Wait,
ready for-
Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is
Did
that
they?
possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
Maybe? Wait, hold on. That door hasn't closed yet. If I take the bucket,
A good bucket, a strong bucket, a
and then I go
humble
back
bucket,
inside.
a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction. No, the orders were still missing. For now.
Can I go into heaven with my bucket? Bucket. You hear them saying bucket? Bucket. Bucket. Cool. I seem to have entered the bucket's home dimension. Is this where you want to be, bucket? Is this where you were taking me? Is this what you wanted me to see? Your home planet? Is this where you get off? Is this your station? There's something for me to do here, or... Am I actually moving? I think I am. I am actually moving. But going where? Can I go towards one of these pillars, or... What? Okay. Can I drop off the bucket? Nope. Alright. Well, I'm glad to have seen your home bucket, but let me get back to mine real quick. Bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had...
The embrace of an old friend. A weathered companionship that stands the test of time.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Okay,
but
so...
Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
There are a few more things I can do that I haven't done with the bucket
Had
yet.
the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
I gotta go over here, I believe.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Go over here.
No,
Said the bucket.
No.
don't go to the meeting room. Go
Go
somewhere,
somewhere else. I have to go down here.
Yeah, good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
I could also try dying
Stanley
with the
did not
bucket,
question
but
why or
I
how
won't
this
do that
bucket
just
was
yet.
speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this
Yeah.
obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Well, I did just go against the will of the bucket, but, you know, just ignore that for a sec.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley,
What?
how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
But I don't listen to the
What if the
rules.
problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would
Maybe.
explain a lot
You know,
about your
I-
behavior up to this point. Which,
What, huh?
if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about
Okay,
it.
well,
This
enlighten me. I'd like to know a false bucket from a real bucket,
consequences
just
on the entire
just in
rest
case
of the
I'm
game
I've
if not
been
addressed
fooled this
quickly
entire
and properly.
time.
So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Okay, got it. I'm always willing to learn new things. Hey, I'm always willing to learn. And
Now
oh,
then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket.
is it like a
Okay,
game
let's
show
begin.
or just a presentation or? Oh,
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
well, it looks like the one I'm holding, so I think so.
Incorrect.
What?
It is a hologram of a bucket.
Oh,
not
okay.
An actual bucket.
Sorry, I didn't see that the first time. I'll get it right next time though.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Is it a bucket or is this a hologram? Well, I really think it's a bucket.
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay.
Item 3.
Ooh.
Is this a bucket?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a bucket. Yeah, that's a I can tell.
Correct.
Yeah, it's a bucket.
This is a bucket.
Okay.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Well, I mean, it looks like the one I'm holding right now, so, but it did trick me before by saying it was a hologram and a 3D model. So this could be another kind of, like, recreation of a bucket that I'm not aware of, but as far as I know, like, everything ticks the boxes of this being a bucket, so...
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick.
How on earth did you manage to screw it up?
What do you mean?
Absolutely incredible.
It looked
Let's
just like the one I'm
move on to the
holding.
next one.
What do you mean? It's... okay. Maybe I'm just need to get my eyes checked.
Is this a bucket?
I mean, it looked like the last one, which I'm pretty sure was a bucket, and so I think so.
Correct. This is a bucket.
Okay, got it, got it. I knew it. I knew it that time. Okay, what's this?
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah, I think that's a bucket.
Trick question. Both.
Whoa, really?
Okay.
Huh. I see, I see. Okay. Weird. Oh,
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one.
yeah, wait,
Let's
where's
see,
it?
should be around here somewhere.
Where's the next bucket? Or not bucket? Is it in my hands or... yeah, that's a bucket.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Do I believe that nothing is a bucket or that a bucket is nothing? That the order really matters there. Do I really think that nothing is a bucket? Well, if a bucket is a bucket and nothing is nothing, and we saw so far that some buckets are not buckets, but other not buckets are also buckets, and therefore if buckets are buckets and not buckets are buckets, and some buckets are not buckets and some not buckets are not buckets, and if nothing is nothing and nothing is not a bucket, and since nothing is not a bucket and something that's not a bucket is a bucket, then therefore nothing must be a bucket.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out.
What do you mean? I
I've lost
explained it
all
right in front of
sense
you.
Perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift.
Yes,
Do
question
any of us
it,
know
question
what
it.
a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
Find your own definition.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this.
Are you a bucket?
I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with.
Well, you are a
I'm
bucket
afraid
just
the
based on
bucket
the
is
explanation
threatening
that
to
I
tear
gave,
our
unless your
relationship
bucket
apart.
philosophy is a little
I
different
can't
than
have that.
mine,
I'm
but
sorry.
as far as I...
all buckets from the game entirely.
What?
Okay, here we go.
What? Oh.
What happened? Is everything gone?
Did you accidentally delete everything instead of just buckets?
Was everything a bucket?
What did I
Every
just tell
single thing
you?
in the game was a bucket.
What did I tell you?
Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all.
Am I
And
still
you,
here?
Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either.
You don't know that?
Wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue.
Fair
But it doesn't
enough.
change the
I
fact
feel the same
that
way
we
too.
haven't got a game. So, tell you what. I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And
Okie
we'll know
dokie.
that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person. All right, here we go.
Okay. Cool, got it.
How
Right.
long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made an...
The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, he would become both of those things.
Let's go, bucket, into the abyss.
Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear.
We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self.
Wait, you're not actually a
The bucket
bucket?
began to tell Stanley of its life and its history.
Oh,
Of the
okay.
countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein.
What?
Of sadness
You're
and
complicit in
regret,
this?
and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and
Well,
the
I'm glad
regret,
you're at least
if
self-aware
only
about it,
it had
bucket.
been stronger.
It's okay,
Of
bucket.
hope and redemption,
and its crusade
There's always
to
a next
uplift
time,
the
Bucket.
stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the Bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception.
Bucket?
This was
Bucket, are
way
you
too
cueing
much
the
for
evil
Stanley.
music in Bucket?
What are you talking about?
He screamed.
You're a bucket?
To this, the Bucket furrowed its brow.
Uh-oh.
No.
Said the Bucket.
Did I resist the
Not
Bucket?
since the evil wizard Gambhorata first ensnared me in his machinations as
Gambhorata.
payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No!
Stanley screamed even louder.
No!
This is stupid! You are a bucket! This is so stupid! Why are we even doing this?
As Stanley screamed and screamed
Uh-oh.
and screamed, the Bucket revealed its true
Screamed and
form,
screamed and screamed.
transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like...
What? What, am I fighting the Bucket? The Bucket killed me.
My God.
Oh, I killed the
Stanley,
Buckets.
You did it. You saved us from the Bucket. Thank God you
Take
already
that,
had
Bucket.
all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise,
Shouldn't have
we would
underestimated
easily
me,
been
huh,
overwhelmed by the
narrator?
Bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree
Okay.
to never again go trifling with this Bucket.
I ain't
All
gonna
the
do it no
dark
more.
Magic cast away inside of it.
Oh, okay. Coolio. Okay, let me check something real quick. Alright, good. Yippee.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting.
Oh, a bucket.
Perhaps not
Yippee.
everyone is so lucky to have a bucket.
I love
but Stanley
buckets.
is a very lucky fellow. Very lucky indeed.
I still haven't found this never-ending hole that was promised to me in the beta version, but oh well. Perhaps one of these doors opens if I touch it hard enough.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Okay.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge
What
was
else is
simply
there
the
to do
place
besides
be.
be bucket?
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
No,
was
no,
this
no.
Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left.
So it's not
to go
that.
back to the meeting room.
Then what happens
No,
if I
said the
die
bucket.
with the bucket
Don't go
on
to the
me?
meeting room. Go somewhere
Yippee!
else.
Doink.
Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend.
He is my
So he
dearest
threw
friend.
himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms.
Mm-hmm.
How deeply touching.
Is that it? There's gotta be more. Aw, man. Okay.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory.
Okay, I've heard that
What did it look
before.
like? There was a computer, perhaps.
Where's sure gonna
And a
be the
painting.
next part of
Was it a
this whole
painting
bucket
or a
saga?
float? It takes a lot of humility to
I've been
carry a
playing
bucket
the
so
Stanley Parable 2 for a while now, but
Stanley checked his ego and then proceeded on.
still wondering where all this new content is, like the... I still haven't found all the collectibles, probably have to do that. But I also have still yet to find the, Okay, there's one thing I can do. And it's this.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is
What
that
happens if
all
I
that
do
you
this with
think
the
an achievement is
buckets?
worth? No, 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 no. I
Come on,
can't
Bucket,
think
let's
of
do this
these
together,
merits
Bucket.
for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20
I'm clicking on the door.
That's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Yeah, huh. I'm clicking.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause.
Come on, Bucket.
Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes.
50
almost
clicks, you say.
certainly
I got you.
50 clicks.
I'm doing my darndest here to give you as many clicks as I can.
No, I'm still not feeling it. You see, now that you've gotten the bucket involved, my standards have gone up. Merely clicking a single door is no longer enough. Now, I want to see you press this bucket against multiple doors. Now,
Okay.
that's the kind of thing that merits an achievement.
Sounds about right.
Why don't you put 20 bucket touches into door 417?
Where's 417? Any around here? There you go.
Okay, great. Now, go touch the bucket on door 437 a few times.
Where's 437? Here.
Yes, now we're getting somewhere. How about door 415? Give it some bucket love.
Okay, hold on. I really need to go to the bathroom, so I'm gonna be back in a sec. Find a bucket on my way. No, unfortunately there ain't no buckets on my path out of here to the bathroom, but what really is a bucket anyway? Are we sure we well and truly understand the implications of what it means to be a bucket? Okay. Let's keep on turning, shall we? What was it? Door 415 I gotta click on it. Where's that? Here, there. 418, 419. Here, 415.
Now back to door number 437.
Okay, got this. 437. Touch it.
You know, I think the copy machine needs some
Yes,
attention.
copy
All
machine
right,
wants some
back to
buckets.
room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Yes.
Okay, now bring the bucket on top of employee 419's desk. Yes, this is great. Now the bucket knows exactly what it's like to be employee 419.
You're
Now,
welcome,
let's
bucket.
introduce it to door 416.
Alright. 416. This is bucket. Bucket, this is 416. You shake hands.
We've almost got it. Now make the bucket and the copy machine touch again.
Why'd you have to say it like that, huh? Feels a little strange. Maybe this bucket and copy machine are more than I
Finish
think,
it off,
but...
Stanley. 5 touches of the bucket on door 430.
Okay.
Yes! We did it! Wow! That felt amazing. You know, not all buckets will get this kind of experience. They
True.
won't all know what it's like to slam repeatedly against nearly every door in one section of an office building, or what it's like to be employee 419. Buckets may dream of an experience like this, but few can say they've truly lived it. You've given a bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
What's there next to do in the world of buckets? What is the bucket? 4. I haven't collected all the stuff, the collectible things yet.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It
I've been in
wants
here
the
already,
bucket.
but
You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear
yeah.
as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom
That's
closet
what they
is
all
trying to say
say.
here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good
What
for Stanley.
what makes you
Don't
think a
forget,
bucket is
don't
just a
hand over
measly
the
little
bucket.
cleaning
I
supply?
know how hard it
Just
must
because
be.
everything
Given
in
the
here
pressure
you
that the
think is a
broom closet
cleaning
is putting on
supply
your
doesn't mean
shoulders right now,
everything's
but you
in
have
it
to be
gotta
strong.
be a cleaning
This is your
supply,
bucket.
huh?
This is your
I ain't no
companion
cleaning
and
supply, and I
lifelong
know that for a
friend.
fact.
You can't hand it over.
And this bucket sure as heck ain't no cleaning supply,
This is
alright?
how low the broom closet has sunk that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket. Stanley,
Sounds progressively
I never
more
liked
sick.
This broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined.
Is that so?
Now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends.
You know, I feel
That
like
your
the broom
relationship
closet
is
might have
purely
a
superficial and
kind of
convenient,
point
that your
here.
life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner. Well, I'd never. Go on, Stanley.
Well,
Really,
I'd never.
Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share
the
your
Stanley
journal
Parable
entries
too,
detailing the
and,
rich emotional landscape of your
there's
feelings for the
a
bucket,
museum
as they
of
have
the
changed
bucket.
and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Why is this accent slowly changing? You stuck broom closet, and this is a detailed list of every single experience that me and the bucket have
Okay,
had together.
I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all.
Uh-huh.
Here we go.
Oh,
There. Now it's settled.
Property
No more
of
debate,
Stanley.
No more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
What ridiculous, pretentious nonsense this broom closet is sticking out, alright? There's my bucket,
All
it says it right
I've got
there.
a second sticker back here, and I'm going to snap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see? I feel that it works because the sticker is
I
also
know, it's a little-
bucket.
little
That way,
flattering.
if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
Do you have not bucket stickers that I can put on things that are not buckets? That would be pretty cool. Like, could you put it on this little wrench here?
You know
This
what?
ain't no
I
bucket.
could take the name calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see
Same
you
here.
outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Do you hear that, broom closet? We're gonna go outside, talk all about how great this bucket is, and you ain't gonna have none of it. This ain't your bucket for the touching, alright? It's my bucket. Property is Stanley right there, and you can see it right on that sticker. Do you see that sticker right there? I know you see that sticker right there. Don't you go turning your eyes at me like that. You see the sticker. You see the sticker. It's a bucket, alright, and you ain't gonna change that nothing. This bucket is my bucket. Ain't yours, never will be, never was, never is. You hear that, broom closet? You hear that? Broom closet, you hear it? Got him. I think we really got him, narrator. Did you hear that, broom closet? Oh. Okay. Looks like the broom closet really did take it.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I don't know what I haven't already done, eh? I feel like I've already done everything, eh? Unless there's more, but what more could there be? Oh wait, can't you like say no to the mind control machine thingy or something?
Stepping
Or
into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the... But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
yeah,
Was it the bucket knew all
there's
along?
another option
Was
in the
the
mind
bucket
control
blind?
facility that I haven't done yet.
Yes, this is certainly the most...
Plus I haven't
logical
collected all the
explanation.
collectibles, so maybe there's a few more out here, but I haven't explored everything, so it could be a little while before I find it all. Loading, 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 loading. Yippee. Again, still
Stanley and the
no,
bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind
still
Control
no infinite hole
Facility.
anywhere, but, you know, I'll wait. I'm patient. I'm a patient gal. We'll find that hole eventually.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Oh
What
no, that's a
horrible
lot of
secret did
screens.
this place hold?
Very expensive.
Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Open sesame. Hello. Doop.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored
no.
like guinea pigs. The bucket
Well, I
had never
never.
seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears. As
Don't worry,
Stanley
Bucket.
cradled it gently,
It's okay, Bucket.
reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Everything's gonna be a-okay, Mr. Bucket.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well?
Probably not,
Had the
since it's a
been
bucket,
told
but
to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
let's go.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point,
Wee.
he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Okay. So I go in
But
here.
here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Is there like a code I can enter here or something? Why is there... There's like a button up there I can't seem to reach. Or at least if there's a way here I can't see it. Hold on, wait. My monitor's just kind of dark, but I'm looking on OBS right now. Is it slightly brighter? Doesn't look like I can go through here. Or here. Looks like they're okay. I don't think that's possible. Press those. Okay. Okay, last time I turned it off just to like get the ending, but I think I'm gonna turn it on this time, see what happens with the bucket.
When at last they came to... But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls.
The bucket betrayed
Stanley
me.
gasped in horror.
Bucket!
Had this been the bucket's plan all along?
Bucket,
To take
you-
over the
what?
machine and claim the power for itself?
I
How
thought I
the
could
bucket have
trust you,
betrayed him like
Bucket.
this?
But I see
Stanley
now I was the
prepared to throw
fool
the bucket
for
away in
trusting you.
disgust, when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous
Better not be a
screen.
bucket. Oh,
Birds. Silly birds.
they're quite
The
silly.
control buttons became active again.
Bird. Flamingo.
Stanley flipped through one video
Bird.
of silly birds after another.
Penguins.
And then it dawned on him.
Are there ducks?
This wasn't a
Duck,
mind control
duck,
facility
duck,
at all.
Duck!
It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world.
Duck.
The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions.
Oh wait, that's not a duck. I think it's a goose. Get out of here. I have been
Stanley
tricked.
marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket
Duck.
never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable.
I love
Of
birds.
all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
I'm pretty happy right now with my birds. What? It just took that away from me. What? But
All of his co-workers were gone.
but
What could
but
it mean?
but then
Stanley
what
decided
else?
to go to the meeting room.
What
Perhaps he
else?
had simply missed a memo.
Stanley cradled the bucket in a gentle embrace.
No, where's the
Yet
rest?
delicate, assertive, yet compassionate.
Do I need to do the rest of the game without the bucket? But last time
Stanley
I did that, it was
clutched
like the
bucket tightly
same.
to his chest and this was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling
What's
to
next
him,
to do then?
telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Hello? What's that sound for? Hello? What? It's like paper or like fire crackling. What is that sound? Bucket, you here in this bucket? What? What? What's happening out there? Was that always there? Am I... This sound always here? Okay. Oh, I don't like that. Is that it? Hold on, we're not gonna pick up the bucket this time. We're just gonna do some...
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them.
Who's
It was
there?
only a matter of time.
Who's there? I know you're in here somewhere. Ha. Got you. I'll find you one of these days. La la la.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm going
This
through
was
here.
not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly
If
well.
I don't bring the bucket,
Perhaps he
then
wanted to stop by the
surely,
employee lounge first, just to admire it.
surely something else will
It was
change about this
okay.
place. That's all you have to say about it? It was okay? What was okay? What does that mean?
But eager to get back to business.
What do you mean, it was
Stanley took the
okay?
first open door on
That's
his
a little
left.
scary. What do you mean, it was okay? Are you alright? It was okay? Okay,
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
okay. What is different? What else is
Stanley,
there's?
I think perhaps we've
There's
gotten off
got
on
to
the
be
wrong
more that's
foot
different.
here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
I
realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you forgot.
What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
I kind of just want to
I
see
don't
the
know
rest of
how
the
to
story,
convince
man.
you
I
of
don't know
this,
where
but
else there is to
I
do.
really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
Say something else. Tell me.
Now
Where...
listen carefully, this is important.
Uh-huh.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Red door. Which one could that be? This one, probably.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley.
You want to know so badly what's
anything-
out there? You
what-
wanna
but-
find out what
But I
lies
want to
in
know
this
what's
road
different.
you've chosen?
But I
Well,
want to
don't
know
let
what's
me
different.
stop you.
But I want to know what's different. What's
see?
different?
There's nothing here.
But what's
Haven't even
different?
finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place.
Uh-huh.
Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you would
Yeah,
want?
wait, hold on. This is a
Was it
little
worth
wibbly
ruining
wobbly.
The entire story I had written out specifically for you. Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable
Oh, and a big
desires
infinite
of
hole.
yours.
Where
What
happened
would
to
have
all the
made
other
this
stuff
game
that was
better?
promised
What
in the
did you
beta of
want
the
to
Stanley
see?
Parable 2?
Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go.
Okay.
A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience
This seems like
with this
just the
invention.
same old
Would
game
you
to
say that
me.
the game benefited from allowing you more choices?
Meh.
Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Oh, of course. A 3. Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion?
Dang.
No? Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings? Does that sound good? Think we can do that? Yes?
It still says the sequel.
Wonderful. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I
Okay, it just seems like the same thing. So where's the new content? But where's the
A
new
soft
content?
wind blew outside and perhaps rain started. And if it
What?
did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
I've never seen weather in my whole life. So where's the...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
where's the new stuff? Where's the new stuff? Where's all the new stuff? I can't have already done everything. Alright. It's still like this, right?
Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Fair enough. I don't have a bucket anymore telling me what to do,
Coming to
so...
a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Is this the same?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that.
Okay. Have I done I don't think I've done everything, but what else is there to do? But
All
what
of his
else is there to
co-workers were
do?
gone. What could it mean?
But what else is there
Stanley
to do?
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a
What
moment.
have I missed? What is there else to do? That doesn't include me using the bucket. If I don't use the bucket, then everything seems to be the same regardless. And there doesn't seem to be new content
When Stanley
here.
came to a set of
But
2
there's
open
gotta be
doors, this
more
was
than
not the correct
this.
way to the meeting room, and
Unless
Stanley knew it
that is
perfectly
all
well.
there is to it.
Perhaps he wanted
But
to
that
stop
can't
by
be
the
all there
employee
is to
lounge
it.
first, just to admire it.
There's gotta be something else.
It was okay.
There he is again. It was
But eager
okay.
to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I don't know why, but that "it was okay" comment from him was like really creepy to me for some
Stanley
reason.
was so bad at following directions. It's
I was like,
incredible
I
he
got
didn't
freaked
find
out. Like, what do you
years
mean
ago.
it was okay? He said that so like
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps
such a
we've
way that
gotten
made me
off on the
actually
wrong
scared.
foot.
I can't really explain
I'm
why.
not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been... What? Really? I'm in
So-
the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of
No
this, but I
buckets.
really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
Okay,
Give me
so
a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
okay, so
Perhaps you misunderstood.
I'm gonna
Stanley
go
walked
through this.
the red door.
Is
I still
something-
don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
What's supposed
All
to...
right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley.
What is-
You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road?
But what's
you've
different?
chosen?
But
Well,
what's
don't let
different?
me stop
But
you.
what's different? But
You
what's
see?
different?
There's nothing
Is there
here.
something else?
Haven't even
What did
finished
I
building this
miss?
section of
What
the
did
map,
I miss?
because you were never
What did I
supposed to be here in the
miss?
first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
I don't know if I want to,
Do you
because
not think
nothing
I put a
else.
lot of time into
I'm not
that?
hearing
Because
any
I
new
did.
dialogue or
And in the end,
anything.
it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me.
Hello?
You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels
Yippee.
leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there.
Okay.
Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
There was no infinite hole of darkness, so 2.
Well, now this is useful. You didn't like it, but you didn't totally hate it either. You enjoyed it, perhaps is the correct term. It didn't cause you excruciating pain. Big steps we've made here today, Stanley.
Fair enough.
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version.
Let me guess, it has an
Perfectly
infinite
candid,
hole of
I think
darkness
I've knocked it out of the park with
that
this
I
one.
will really
Let's take a look.
enjoy. Where's the hole? I don't know. I'm looking for it too. Oh. I seem to have tricked the door. Okay. I bet you could lock yourself out if you
Would
did
you
it
say
correctly.
that competitive leaderboard
Why
helps
is the
you
red
feel
one the only one
motivated
that's
to keep
glowing?
walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Terrible. I hate
Hey, I nearly
leaderboards.
forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect.
No.
Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger.
Where's
You click
the
button to
hole?
move him back to the right,
Where's the
and if he reaches
hole?
the fire, you fail.
Where's
It's
the
a very
hole?
meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of
I'm
family
feeling
life.
desperate
I
and
think the
tedious
art
that
world
your
will really take
game that
notice.
hasn't
But of
changed
course,
very
the
much.
message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why
Is
don't
there
you
some
give it
kind of
4
like a
hours
random
of
event
play
I'm supposed to
make sure it's
find, or a
effective?
choice that I'm
Be
just
sure to
unaware
keep
of?
notes on your experience.
Oh no.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the
spite
latter,
you
well, I don't
because
know
you
what to
haven't
do. I'm
given-
completely out of ideas.
you haven't
I
given me
can't
new
think of a
contents.
single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh,
Thanks.
hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain.
We already
Let's
went through
see.
this path.
What do we have here?
Is it going to be a different game or?
Yes. This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a
Because
shot.
it sent me into this other game, which is Firewatch. Yeah. Okay. Great. So have I can't have reached the end of everything, because of course the end is never the end. But. But I've already done everything. But I've already done everything. There's no secret controls here that I'm just unaware of. I've already done everything. I've done everything. Right? What?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I don't know
Stanley
what else to
decided go to the
do.
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There's gotta be more. Somewhere.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by
I know
the
some of the
employee
things
lounge
changed
first,
in
just
the
to
original
admire it.
game. Some new dialogue was added. Because I did see
But
that.
eager to get back to
But
business,
I don't think
Stanley
anything
took the
that's like
first open door on
super
his left.
meaningfully different than the first game.
Stanley was so bad
And
at
there's
following
gotta be
directions,
more
it's
to
incredible he
this than
wasn't
just
5 years
this.
ago.
Unless there's something back in the new
Look, Stanley, I
content,
think
but
perhaps
why would
we've
it?
gotten off on the wrong
Why wouldn't I
foot
be able to go
I'm
there
not
without
sure
resetting the
you
game?
really
That
are.
seems a little
I
wrong.
realize
So
that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
yippee.
She's been waiting.
Cool. I'm picking up
That's
the
her,
phone. Why am I
Stanley.
all the way here? I picked it up. Is there something different about this and what? If my apartment is named 427.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Oh, hi.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Hey. That's my wife. Why is my apartment so
This is a very
tiny?
sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
What?
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him.
Uh-huh.
And every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
That sounds a little pessimistic, doesn't it?
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do.
I mean, that's my job.
Now
I don't know why
he's pushing a
you're...
button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Pretty good life if you ask me.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures.
That's what it's
From
for,
behind
baby.
his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each
Wonderful.
day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
What?
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the
Hello,
face
my
of the
wife.
earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Terribly. Spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began
What
to fill
in
it with many
tarnation?
possible paths and
What's happening to the
destinations.
carpet?
Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions.
Hey, we saw the
and
line.
Down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Oh, what a great title. Telling my
It
kids a
was
story.
such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free.
And what
Surely
happens
there's an
next?
answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
That's exactly what I've been doing.
But there is no answer.
Whoa.
How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed.
Yep,
The
W, A,
longer
S,
he
and D.
spends here, the more
Left and
invested
right
he
mouse
gets,
click.
the more
That's
he
all I need,
forgets
baby.
which
That's
life
all a
is the
gamer
real one.
needs. And why should that change? I'm going to buy
And I'm
it.
trying to tell him this. that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself.
What?
But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Okay. I'm not pushing the button. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Well, narrator, well, if you want me to not push the button, then you're gonna have to give me some kind of reward for not pushing that button. Because then what you keeping me waiting here for? I might as well have some kind of stimulus from pushing that button. But I guess it's nice to not hear your voice for a little bit. Stop pushing it.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How
What?
can I get him to see what I see? How
Am I
can
gonna
make him look at
spontaneously have a
himself?
heart attack playing the Stanley Parable? I'm questioning
Suppose
nothing.
I can't. Not in the way I want him to.
Hey.
But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once
We
more
are
to
very
convey all this
different.
to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again. And Stanley
Please
pushed the button.
die.
And I tried again.
What do
And
you
Stanley
mean,
pushed the button.
please die?
And I tried.
Okay. Darn it. That just made me reset it all over again, eh?
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
I guess that's it.
Stanley's bucket, the only co-worker he would ever truly need.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay, well, I'm certainly not patient enough to go through all these endings again, so that's just gonna be it. There's probably more to do here, and if there is, I don't know where it is. So this is the end of the Stanley Parable 2 stream. Maybe when I boot this game up again, it's gonna give me a completely new menu or something, but I'm not about to figure it out. It's 1:30 a.m. right now, and I probably need to stop doing this.